That appears to have fixed it. My internet was being a bit of had a moment, and restarting it appears to have worked.
Yeah, it generally does.
And then she just went, "What the fuck is wrong? Why is it all like this?" Oh, the internet's just. I did a speed test as well, like just when we were doing a little bit of the intro there, and it went 5.
5.
Yeah, I went. That's not right.
I guarantee it got borked because of Diablo.
No, it was running fine with Diablo.
No, I'm meaning because the
Logging out of Diablo broke it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably just ate all your bandwidth.
Leaving Diablo killed the rest of the things. It's like,
it says, you're not allowed to leave. I'm taking that internet with me.
Maybe the memory leak might still be there, honestly. It was that scene was the one that was the cause of the memory leak.
I have no clue. I mean, it
but hey,
still.
But hey, I'm assuming you've done intros by now. So hi, I'm Alvina. I'm here.
Yes, this is Alvina. Yes, the point was just selecting their boon. They now have the ability to cam emotions on non-humanoids, but have to cast at a higher level, and the non-humanoids get advantage on the said save.
Hell yeah.
So the party was going to go as homework, find ways to impose disadvantages on those saves. Since, it's always good to...
Concussion
them. With that was the point.
Bash them over the head, then go, calm down, it's fine.
Yeah.
Calm down.
I don't think...
As you have freed the rest of the monstrosities into the caves, hoping that they'll leave the city by the psionic pressure pushing them away. You make your way back to the ship in the full knowledge that, hey, hopefully it's the last you'll ever hear of the Brotherhood of the Empress, and dear God, I hope that Altsphere doesn't show back up.
Oh, we never said that. We never said we hope that's not the last we hear of the Brotherhood. We're happy to hear more of the Brotherhood. We're hoping, hopefully that's the last we hear of the Altsphere.
It's a truly deadly creature.
We still need to...
We're fine beating up the Brotherhood. We don't want to see the Altsphere again if we can avoid it, though.
That's right. You've completed both of the quests, at least for the most part. Whether or not you define defeating the Altsphere as a success, it's at least gone for the moment.
Out of sight, out of mind.
You freed Z-Bot and retrieved, hopefully, whatever the statue that Z-Bot swallowed.
Yep.
Yes.
And made your way back to the ship. We'll get into the new quests afterwards, but for now, we've got effectively time skip / going back to the ships.
I actually had a question because of my downtime. How long does it take to learn a language?
Depends on your intelligence. We'll get into that in a little moment. I'm going to go past each of you. But before we get to the time skip, as you're heading back to the ship, you can get to know Lucas Nightfall. He very quickly it becomes apparent that he is a rather cagey individual who will not spill any secrets about this other rebellion. And any
resistance,
attempt... Yeah, I'm just going to cut to this because I already know every response he's going to do. So, in order to efficientize interacting with the NPCs, every response he gives is, I gotta go switch back into my semi-French Transylvanian accent. Oh, you think I'm a fool? I will never reveal the secrets of the Great Rebellion.
Good, I don't care.
Resistance.
Is Alvina's response.
You're not part of the resistance.
Flat out refuses to give any information away about this other light rebellion.
We never said we're part of a rebellion. We're our own independent contractors.
Yeah, we're working with the rebellion, not for
them.
We're
working with them, not for them.
Lucas Nightfall does not care about your squabbling. He is here for one reason and one reason only.
The
and
thing
that
that
is
tried
to
to kill me.
What?
The thing that tried to kill me?
What thing that tried to kill you?
Oh, the weird ghost
the thing that tried to, the thing that you shot.
The mirror creature.
Oh, the Ainsmouth. Are you weaklings having problems with an Ainsmust?
Oh no, he died.
It kind of transformed into me and pummeled me into the ground.
We're having the problem that we can't get to it. A lot of time, we have that's one weakness we have. We can't get to the little bastard in the mirror.
Well, before, as I was saying, my goal here is to assess this dark resistance.
What is this insane point?
If it may be useful
he's-
to my purpose.
Who are the dark
He's
resistance?
part of his own resistance. He doesn't like us
The
calling it the rebellion.
We are the rebellion.
You're the rebellion.
I've
That's
been
good.
told they're the
He's-
rebellion, though.
He's very touchy
We
about
work
me.
for the we work for the rebellion as well.
Temporarily.
Yeah, it's a different rebellion, I think.
Is it?
But you said he
rebellion
works
you
for the
work
Dark
for?
Phoenix.
Yes, Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, so that's what he said. He works for Dark
what-
Phoenix.
That's
No,
what
he works for the other one.
There's
I
two
work
of
for
them.
the Great Light Phoenix.
No, it's
There can
Dark
only be
Phoenix.
one.
How does
Wait,
the
wait,
Light
wait, wait,
Phoenix?
wait,
What?
wait.
what?
Question. Are there two
Yeah.
phoenixes? Is it the same phoenix? And where can I get a phoenix?
Wait, I thought you said he worked for Doug Phoenix.
Doug
Am I missing
Phoenix!
something?
Maybe!
Oh.
I might have misheard. It might be Doug Phoenix, actually.
I'm
I see my
inciting
assessment
him,
is going swimmingly so far. So far, you all seem to be bumbling fools.
I
inciting
get
him
told that a
on
lot.
Was
Anyway,
the Light Phoenix.
I got told
Or
when
he
I was
believes
born.
are you trying to incite Lucas as when he says
Yeah.
Light Phoenix?
Yeah, I want to see if he's actually being genuine with what he says.
How you zooming?
Yeah. From your 18 insight, he seems to fully buy into the bit. Whether or not he's being duped,
Yeah.
you have no fucking idea. But he definitely believes in what he's saying. There's a hint of pride in his voice whenever he mentions either the Light Phoenix or the Rebellion. Oh, and also his disdain for and calling you all bumbling fools is entirely earnest as well.
Oh yeah, I believe that as well. I got
Oh,
told
yeah,
that
that's-
when I got told I was a bumbling fool when I was born. So this is normal.
anyway,
Yeah.
given this guy's new here, do you think we should maybe introduce him to the guards? Just to
Nah.
make sure he's not trouble.
Look, I'm gonna be honest.
No-
I'm pretty sure.
No,
if we
the guards are
introduce him-
trouble here.
I'm pretty
Never
sure
mind.
I'm pretty sure if we introduce him to the guards, we'll give him a worse impression of him than if he just introduces himself.
And you know what the guards did last time? They
Look,
basically
we found
left.
out. Look, we
So
we
I-
found out that apparently that was actually instigated by Lou. So,
So I look Zorma in
That
the
was
eye.
Norman's fault.
you're
I look-
the one
I
who
looked him in the
threatened
eyes.
him.
Yes.
And then just look at the various lightning scorch marks all over my body.
You need a doctor point, by the way.
I'm sure he'll be fine after a good long lie down.
Oh, does he need some healing?
Oh god, what the fuck is that?
Long story that I can't be asked to tell, honestly.
Looks like Zormir built a robot and it got possessed by assassin's mushrooms.
Yeah, pretty
Basically,
much.
yeah.
Pretty much good.
Close enough.
Yes, there is something infesting my brain. Shut
He
it,
won't
you!
tell us how many more he's got.
I don't
guarantee-
have it!
I'm not convinced.
I think he's
Yeah.
trying to replace all of us with robots.
No,
I
this was-
look over and just go, not as good as Point Bot, but it'll do.
Is that why there were nuts and
Oh,
bolts on the floor
come
of
on.
my room?
Right, you can back me up on this. When you get stuck in a project and you forget to go to bed or eat for a few days, you need something to come make sure you're still alive, don't you?
Usually I've got friends for that.
Yeah, I have people for that.
Oh, what a burn!
See,
I
you
don't
will
know
always
what-
just
that
Oh,
makes-
so sad.
work,
Oh my
dude.
god.
I,
Oh.
I also 100% believe that sometimes the point does get like that on the ship and one of us goes and checks on him. We just don't check on something.
As you deliver this astonishing burn, you just feel just coming into your eyesight to the left of you is a empty wine glass being held out towards you by Lucas. He seems to want you to take it.
I've got a question. How much psychic damage
that-
did that vicious mockery do to Zormir?
Has he handed it? Who's he handed it to?
Yeah, who's he handing
which one of
it
us is he
to?
handing it to?
Oh, he's handing it to the point.
I assumed the point.
I will take the wine glass.
As you
And fill
take
it
it,
with
seemingly out
mayonnaise.
of nowhere, a second wine glass now filled with this dark. I'm just gonna go dark red. I can't be bothered with fancy color names today. This dark red liquid, and he just like clinks his glass against yours and takes a sip. That was masterful. You know, I have a new respect for you. That poor sucker, he's going to need bandages.
How did you do that?
I'm not gonna lie.
How you did that?
Not gonna lie. I like this guy significantly more now.
I'm gonna pull out my alchemy jug and fill up my wine glass with.
If I wasn't a
juice.
psychologist,
The
I'd
point
be
isn't
more.
drink. Just
Grape juice.
squash.
Grape juice.
Just grape juice, yeah. Drink.
Those with high passive perceptions above 18, you smell a hint of iron off the red liquid Lucas is drinking.
17.
Oh,
Yeah, Alvina.
Yeah,
Alvina doesn't, but she also doesn't care and will not judge a guy for drinking blood at all. So
23 and too used to the smell of blood to really care as well. Like,
as long as you have your own supply,
Yeah,
who cares?
Gwent is of the opinion of it's not my blood. I don't care.
pretty much.
And if I wasn't such a good psychologist, I would be insulted, but I don't care.
You're a good psychologist?
One moment.
Zormir uses professional integrity to deflect.
Yes.
Can I do some sleight of hand?
The comment was ineffective.
Just want to try and sleight of hand Zormir some burn cream.
I wanted to insight Zormir. I wanted to insight Zormir
Savlon.
to see if he was just crushed on the inside, but I don't think I rolled high enough.
Why are you handing me some cream, Brent?
It looked like it hurt.
So poorly as well.
He just dropped it.
He just drops and starts rolling
No, he
towards
just
Zormir.
chucked that Zormir.
Pick it up.
Threw it at Zormir.
I put the helmet back to emphasize that I'm not fucking her in the slightest, and just like, what did you expect me to be upset that he insulted me? I've been insulted many a time while sitting on the couch trying to help people. This isn't part of the
Even when you're not sitting on the couch, we just insult you.
Yeah.
I expect insults from you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what can you tell about this Einsmers thing?
I can tell you much. What do you want to know?
What the fuck is it?
Everything.
Not
It
everything.
is a minion of the Divine Empire. It is a twisted, cruel creature that does not. What do you say in your world? Have any marbles?
Crazy. Nuts.
It does not have any nuts. It is all loose plating.
Alvina nods sagely. Yep, makes sense.
It is a hound, a dog of the Empire.
Okay.
It's not a dog. There are no dogs in this world.
Yeah, shit. Yeah, no,
Oh, that is right. You do not know what a dog is.
No,
No,
I
we
know.
know-
We
we
know
know
what
what
a
a
dog is.
dog is.
We're not from around here. I have a pet dog at home.
Are there just not dogs in this dimension?
No.
No.
Yeah,
Are dogs extraplanar creatures?
No, the god of dogs died.
Mm,
I don't know if you were actually here for that bit, boy.
I was.
Were you? I can't actually remember if you were there for
It
that.
is,
It was a very long time ago, that game.
Alright, as the DM unwinds, it is a hellhound of the Empire.
It's a hound.
There we go.
Actually, yeah, a hound would work, because there's lots of, like, hound-esque creatures. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I want a
Is it-
hellhound now.
Has it always been able to copy people?
Yes, it is a beast of the mirror planes.
Okay.
I'm just making sure that.
Question. Did you kill it, or just drive it off?
No, this bumbling fool over here got in the way. It managed to escape.
Happens.
God damn it, Point.
So the point looks behind them, sees no one. I was
Really?
trying to help. I
If you
cast
have-
fairy fire.
If you have
What?
the scent of the Empire, then the hellhound will be back. It is a relentless fool, but we damaged it pretty well. It will be licking its wound for a couple weeks.
Okay.
Use this time to, I don't know, stop being so goddamn bad at your jobs.
Hey, I'm great at
No,
my job. My
we're
job
not
isn't
bad
hopping
at our
into...
job.
My job isn't to hop into mirrors.
Yes, hopping into mirrors and it's literally copying what I can do is kind of dangerous. I hit pretty damn hard, and
Alvina's
so
got...
does she.
Yeah, I'm not allowed in the same room as it, because apparently if it turns into me, it'll kill everybody in the party again.
And
But this is why you wear deflectors. You wove deflectors, yes?
What's a deflector?
what the hell's a
No,
deflector?
we don't know what deflectors
I am
are.
interested, though.
It's a specialized piece of tech that stops mirror creatures reflecting you.
Ooh.
Okay,
So you
I'd
do
like-
not even know the basics.
I have never come across mirror creatures before, so I don't know about deflectors. But if you can show me one, I could probably build one.
You would not have
Is
the
it just little
material.
of a mirror?
What do you mean I won't? What kind of materials do you need?
Requires a special material found only in the gaps between the mirror realms.
Okay.
Oh, bloody hell.
What is it?
We call it quantum crystal.
Do you have any of that,
Okay.
Zoma?
No,
Yes, Zomia, do you have any quantum crystal on you?
Wait,
Not gonna lie, there's a
Consider I don't-
50-50 shot whether he does. Give him a minute.
I don't think I have something called quantum crystal, considering...
Wait. Lucas, you're ribbing us essentially for not having these deflectors made of a material we had no hope of ever getting.
Well, yes, nobody said my babs were fair.
Yes,
Valid, continue.
I get that.
There you go.
Do we even still have the remote?
I still have it, right?
Yes, you do.
Because it's the only damn thing I know that can get us in there.
We could probably get more things.
No, that is
Well,
fair.
then,
It's actually quite hard to transverse into the mirror realm and out.
Yeah.
Considering how rare materials that thing is made of, yes. It's going to be very hard to get another thing to get us in there.
It'll be
Yes,
fine.
even a planar spell requires materials for both dimensions.
It'll be fine. We just have to get it out. That's the key.
I tried to
you,
pull
you,
it
can,
out
you
last
cannot
time.
you cannot get it out. The Ainsmers cannot exist outside of the mirror realm.
Oh,
I
that's
If it
tried.
it.
can't exist outside, then if it comes outside, does it automatically die then?
But it just
I mean,
ceases to
the-
exist.
I do not believe there is a way to get it out. I mean, if you find a way, you feel free to correct me on that.
I
Okay.
tried to pull it out last time. It didn't work. I had to go in myself.
Oh
No,
yes,
I
it
think
is a
I-
creature of the mirror realms. It cannot exist in the Nexus.
Okay, so
Good to know.
we need to get into the mirrors. We need to get crystal. We need to make things so they can't copy
Hey,
us. So we can.
let's face it. We need probably at least
Why is
two
my?
deflector crystal things.
Why does my? No, we need 3 at least because
Who's
if
the
it
third?
copies, if it copies, fuck you again. It's going to keep on controlling me and stopping me from doing things.
That's a you
Yes, and
problem.
you cannot have mine.
That's a you problem.
Well, would you want fuck you spells used on you so that it controls you next time as well?
I mean, it's not gonna be a problem for me.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it'll be a problem for the rest of you.
That's fair, actually.
Yeah, good point.
I forget I'm working with an idiot here. There's
Yeah, it's
no
like,
point.
remember when I said it's a skill issue? It's not my skill. If I get controlled, then it's controlling me and not the rest of you. So kill the fucking thing.
Right. Well, anyway. Materials, we need them, but we need to get into the mirror realm first, whilst it's still licking its wounds. But I also have many other projects to finish, including your damn... Anything you got to add to it again, Alvina?
I mean, you probably want to make some things a priority over others then.
Yes, I'm trying to prioritize making sure I have my weapons fixed.
I think it's actually thinking, was there anything that I gave you as a project currently?
Well, I had to fix your damn weapons so you could use them.
You didn't need to. Turns out it actually was fine to be used. I thought it was a maul, it turns out it was a warhammer. So I actually didn't need changing.
Alright.
You were just
Yeah.
holding it wrong.
Well, no, Alvina was too handy, which you can do with the warhammer as well.
Yeah.
It's just we were
You,
rolling the wrong
you
damage.
did extend the
'cause-
hammer.
No, it was a warhammer. It wasn't a project.
No, I'm saying you didn't extend the handle.
Yeah.
We also had to fix up the back of my ship so it's fire resistant.
We've already done that, haven't we?
I know it's done, but those were projects that kept me off doing my own
Gauntlet
work.
project is a future problem, so because we haven't got the materials for that yet.
Bloody hell, you gauntlet.
Oh, you know that we'll get back to that. We haven't got the materials for it. We need to do more material stuff for that. We know. We
Doesn't
already
matter
know.
right now.
We know what we need. We just need to go and get it. So it's not a thing at the moment.
Right.
I don't think I have any plans for you. Oh, the lava bath. But we need to get the lava first. But
I don't have lava. I have told you this
that's
already.
what we're saying. The lava bath is a project, but we need to go get the lava.
I'd love to see how I'm going to install a lava pool in this damn vessel and not have it melt through it.
Well, we could put it in our stables here.
I assumed we were
Yes.
putting it in
I
the.
understand you've got now.
I assumed we
Well-
were putting it in the immune to fire stables. The
We
thing is,
also need
keeping
to-
the lava as lava and not rock is the hard part.
Well.
That's the only project I've got for you, yeah.
How much of the primal fire do we still have?
None. Oh, that was stuff.
None?
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jars full of it that are currently being used to incubate eggs.
Okay, well,
And this Imix jar as well.
And then once the dragons are hatched, Solos gonna eat them.
Yes.
what? You're going
Yeah.
to eat the dragons?
No,
No,
the fire. The fire when it's
Oh,
been
fire.
used to when the incubation is done for my dragons, we're gonna feed it to start off.
Okay, I thought we'd want to use it to keep the lava heated.
We could use it
Not
for that.
But then I
We've
suppose
got
it would-
plenty. We've got plenty. We can feed a couple of them to sod off and keep like 1 or 2.
I've got some brimstone
If you
that
think
I
that'd
can
work.
feed sod off with.
If you think that'd work for keeping
Oh,
the
no,
lava permanently.
Primal fire is more to like make him stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Just give
You
him
got-
a snack. You're fair enough to do it.
Yeah.
so you found brimstone. Okay.
Yes.
I don't remember
Fair
where we
enough.
found the brimstone, but I know we did.
Those
I
are the
also
bags
have-
from the Brotherhood.
Yeah.
I also have some different metal, more of the radiant kind that we could make into something. I don't know what. I have not got an idea for it yet.
Well,
Does
we can
anyone
discuss
need
all of
something
that.
made out of metal?
I thought of something you could do. I don't know what, but I think you could do something for the point with it.
What?
I don't know.
Oh.
Something.
You want some radiant armor?
Look, I'm sure the
Well,
point
I
can
mean,
do
look
some.
pretty cool.
I'm sure the point can do something cool with like a radiant metal, right? He likes his radiant stuff.
I can think of 1 or 2 improvements for Merida with some radiant stuff.
There we go.
Okay.
But not at
Oh.
all the fact that
So-
Alvina just thinks radiant's your kind of vibe, right?
Yeah.
Point?
The point can. Ali can't.
Oh, you could give
Oh.
it Can Merida move on her own?
Yeah, Merida can already move on her own.
Can make her faster. Like give it a little mech.
Yeah.
Like give Merida
Oh.
a little mech suit that she can walk around in.
Yeah.
That'd
Well,
be
I've got
cool. That'd be
6
cool.
radiant bars that we can use.
It was 6 units, right?
6 units. I'm guessing that's 6 bars.
Look, the DM doesn't want to think about how many
That's-
units are per bar.
That's why, yeah. It's like units is amount.
hmm
So
So, I mean,
I think it
Merida could always use a bit of a power up.
that kind of also would be a cool thing if we can boost Merida.
Yeah.
Because Merida's cool and sort of effective, but it'd be really cool if she was strong.
Yeah, I need to check what level. Well, it's Artificer level, which I'm not leveling up at the moment,
Exactly, yeah, that's what I'm meaning.
Yeah.
Because I know she can get very good, but I don't think you're heavily into artifice.
so, no.
So give her other shit. Oh, you could give her a laser attachment with the, like an actual straight-up laser cannon. Because the radiant stuff could be used to like block it, so it can actually fire it, right? If we can find something that can shoot it.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me. Don't know if that works practically, but that makes sense to me.
Yeah. So currently the options are defense mode, ballista, and flamethrower. So,
And then laser cannon as well.
actually, to be honest, she doesn't get that much better. She gets 1d8 more damage at level 9, and then can explode on command.
Yeah, give her a laser turret, which is like a 1 use per like amount of time, huge line blast, like a dragon breath kind of thing would be cool.
Or a lightning bolt sort of thing.
Yeah, that'd be good as well. I was thinking like big radiant laser beam, but a lightning bolt would be cool. Just can cast lightning bolt every so often. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Like once per day lightning bolt or something.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
It's like once per day radiant lightning bolt might be quite cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Change it to like radiant damage rather than lightning damage.
Yeah, just be a big line of light. Just bwamp.
Wham.
I'm very much thinking Tau Empire railgun, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys can discuss future options for upgrades later or during in between the weeks. Was there anything anyone wanted to do or discuss or ask from any of the NPCs or do around town before we get into the time skip and do downtime?
No. Abby's coming back during it, so Alvin will talk to her normally, but I imagine it's not.
Yeah, that'll be at the end of the downtime.
Yeah, it's not super. We need to discuss this as full roleplay bit. It's Alvin will be asking if she had a nice time and things. So, I'm catching up.
Well, since nobody's voiced anything they want to do, let's get into downtime as the players continue on enjoying their stay over in Shadow Cove while they wait for the travel pass to travel into the main city. You go about your days with no major incidences.
Yay.
Somehow. As we go through each of the characters, and you can tell us how you spent your time. I don't believe there's anything I needed to do any checks on, but I can confirm things. And then we'll get to the end of the downtime. If there's anything you want to do with other players, do let them know, and they can either say yes or no, and you can do little vignette scenes for that. Let's go. Everyone roll me a d6.
Thanks.
This way, I don't need to pick an order.
Roll off! Oh yeah, but 2 of us have got 5s and 2 of us have got 1s because of fucking course we do.
Right, the 5s roll off first.
That works for me. Nope, I'm literally just going to go with anti-order of what I normally do. So Fuku, you get to go first.
Go.
Okay.
Because I start with Alvino way too often.
Yeah, it's fair.
That's alphabetically.
Well, the thing is, it's alphabetically in names, but also for some reason, I'm always first, despite me having a W at the start of my Roll20 name.
It's because you got Alvina on.
It's not. It always is in every game. I don't know why.
Yeah, I literally just go by what's on the Roll20 like names at the bottom, and Wolfie comes after DM for some reason.
I don't know why. I am in every single game. I am first, and
You can blame Roll20.
I've never understood why. It always gives me priority.
Fair enough.
But fuck you. How do you spend the remainder of the 2 weeks?
So, as I put in the chat, fuck you is going to be essentially taking apart all the remaining fireworks and filling them into the like gunpowder or black powder stuff into barrels, like just small, like maybe about a foot wide barrel, maybe a foot tall.
Little kegs.
Little keg, yeah. And then like also putting or making some like rudimentary pipe bombs, probably with like Zormir or the points. Yep. With like Zormir or points instruction. Yep. Just being like, no, don't do that there. That'll automatically explode, or that'll just explode in the bag. Probably asking Alvina to like help turn some of the gunpowder into snacks for Sodoff.
Yep, I'll definitely be able to do that.
and then just probably going to like the Goblin Bazaar and flirting with Zoe.
All right, can you go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check to see how efficiently you convert this gunpowder, and then I'll give you a roll
Gunpowder?
based on that. I can't remember how much gunpowder I gave you, so I'm literally gonna leave it up to the dice.
It's
There
a
was like
lot.
£300 worth of
Yeah, we had a shitload.
fireworks.
We had way more, but I think we were only able to keep this amount. But
Yeah,
we had a
that-
shitload. We had like a ton, I think, and we
Yeah,
gave up on most of it.
Yeah, fuck you. Only put about £300 worth of it into the bag. Out of like the 2 tons or whatever fireworks or explosives were there.
Yeah. So how much is 300 pounds in units?
It's 15 kegs.
Hold up.
15 kegs?
15
Nice.
kegs.
I actually do have the gunpowder kegs are an actual equipment item that I
Yeah.
have the weight of. So I can
Cool.
actually calculate this.
Nice.
The question is, so unfortunately, your sleight of hand isn't the best, so you aren't able to get the full 15 kegs worth of powder out of this, just because you accidentally lose some, or it goes over the floor, and it goes through the cracks.
Fuck you has probably caused 1 or 2 minor explosions in his room.
We feed a bit of it to sod off as well, which is probably part into that.
Yeah.
However, it is
copycat.
still a success, although barely a success. So so I feel like success is still like you lose a decent chunk, but not all of it, not more than half. So I'm gonna say you are able to get at least 2/3 of the gunpowder properly into kegs.
So 10
Cool.
kegs.
You somehow waste 1/3 of it.
That's actually, considering some of the people involved, I bet that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very generous. So you receive 10 kegs of gunpowder.
Hell
Cool.
yeah.
For those interested, the gunpowder keg is on D&D Beyond in equipment.
Yeah.
Since this is a keg, it does 7d6 fire damage on an explosion in a 30-foot radius on a DC 12 dexterity saving throw.
So, sort of like a fireball, actually. I've just realised it's like
Yeah.
half a fireball.
It's like a fireball, but it's slightly easier to dodge than a fireball.
Yeah.
Just the fireball is more controllable.
And slightly less damage as well.
Which makes sense, it's a fireball.
But you have 10 of those now, and I'm going to assume any sort of fire damage or any high impact to the keg. You all fucking know how to
Yeah.
explode a keg.
Yeah.
We know how gunpowder works. It's
We have
dripping.
explosive barrels now.
It's literally sweating nitroglycerin as we speak.
Yep.
There you go,
Fucking
you just have 10 of
polymorphs in
those
there, Nathan. Donkey
on-
Kong's it.
You have 10 of those on the wooden ship.
If Alvina kicks
Uh,
fuck you hard enough, he's going to explode.
They're currently in fuck you's bag of holding, so.
Means we get an action
Keep
to
them
take
in
him.
there.
No, it means we've got an
It's a
action to
radius
take
one,
him out,
yeah.
and we can use them for like ambush things, which is honestly a really cool idea. I like that a lot.
You'll definitely
Gunpowder
get.
keg look like.
It looks like a little, like literally, imagine the pirate barrel. It literally is one of those. They're like
Yeah.
they're little ones that you have to fill like cannons and things for.
What is the radius of a bag of holding again?
2
It's,
foot.
About
it
2
is
foot.
limited by its diameter.
About 2 foot, which
Yeah,
they're
but
the kegs that I think they are
yeah,
about that.
the little kegs aren't that big,
No.
I believe.
There are about honestly, they're not much bigger than like a large baby. Would actually be a decent description of one. They're very dense, is the bit, but then they're not actually that
Yeah.
large.
So each one weighs about £20. So yeah, not big at all.
Yeah, they're not big. They're just very dense. So they've got some heft to them, but you are they're quite small.
How much is £20 in kilos?
I don't care about weight. I care about just the getting them through the hole.
Yeah,
With a
Uh,
2
the-
foot,
the-
2 foot hole definitely get them.
yeah, it'd
Good,
definitely be able to
good,
go
good.
through a 2 foot hole.
Okay, they're like half a foot in diameter. But the DM is researching powder kegs in the background.
Yeah.
Okay, so about half a foot in diameter, 2 foot diameter hole. Yeah, fair enough.
Are you googling
Got it.
this?
Yeah.
yeah, you were thinking you were thinking the really big.
Yeah,
kegs.
I think you're
Those are-
thinking of
Thinking
like
wine barrels.
yeah,
Yeah.
At least
like
like
a wine or
sized.
yeah.
Whiskey
These
kegs.
are surprisingly small because they
That's
have to.
surprisingly small.
It's because they have to be maneuvered around ships. Was the classic
Yeah.
use for them, which means they have to be small. Because they're for like actual combat in like Napoleonic era, for filling up cannons with them. Guidance
We've
mod.
all learned so much about pack elder checks
Yeah.
today.
Why do I know this much? I don't ask.
So
Yeah.
during the week,
This
you're
is the
able to get
CA
10
is
of
going
those
to
kegs
ask
filled
us.
up. You then go and spend some time with Zoe. Was there anything you
Yeah.
wanted to do or ask or learn other than just flirting? Otherwise, you succeed. Well, actually, otherwise, you can make me a charisma check to see if you succeed on flirting.
God,
No,
yeah.
just general flirting.
Get a
charisma
natural
check,
20 and end up married.
Yeah,
just
give me a charisma check, and we'll see how it goes, and if you become more positively enamored with this NPC.
I'm gonna.
Destiny that.
Yeah, I'm gonna destiny that.
13
Just
is
for the
positive,
loves.
but it's
Yeah.
memes.
Okay, 16.
Is good. 16 is good.
16, the flirting, as far as you're aware, seems to go really positive. You get good vibes.
Work those eyebrows.
Yeah, what good?
Was there anything else you want to do with your downtime? Is that the two
Probably-
major things?
Two major things. Probably like hang around with Soloff, try and make him not so Kevin-y.
No, you fail at that.
Yeah.
You attempt to, but you get nowhere.
Fair enough. Mhm.
All right, Alvina.
Yeet.
What would you like to do for your downtime?
Well, Alvina, once again, as I've put in my one as well. Alvina is continue to trying to learn Draconic that she's been doing for quite a while now. Probably still got quite a ways to go. I think she had a tutor, but I don't remember who was teaching her.
Professor.
Was it the professor? Okay.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that might be a problem
Yeah.
now. I think it's safe to assume the professor who is currently dead, and got reincarnated with amnesia is unable to teach you.
No, it was
And also is currently missing.
it was Fade. Was the one, not the professor.
Would there be anyone in town that'd be able to
Yeah,
teach?
Draconic.
I mean, it's a mixed population, so you could definitely find some dragonborns about. You put up a poster. It would take a little bit of time to recruit someone, and given that you're not sure you'll be staying here for that long, I'll leave it up to you whether or not you want to. It will obviously cost more money to find a teacher quickly,
Yeah.
than if you want to do a long search. So there's a financial payoff there.
Yeah, I will go for at least basically put the poster up because it makes sense for short-term position. Teach this person to speak Draconic.
May be very hard task, very dim-witted.
Patience required. I think it had just put up. But
Patience
she genuinely
required.
does want to learn. She genuinely wants to learn Draconic, so she won't like mess about and things for it. So she will actually dedicate herself to trying to learn it.
I'd like to say that the original statement was there, but it was scored out. Then patience required. It was hastily written in.
Yeah, and other than that, she's going to be generally working out and finding just more tasty food and things. And also helping the point with their stew project. Because I did say that, and helping fuck you with their make food out of gunpowder project for some
Oh
help.
no.
So this is going to possibly get a crossover. And other than that, she is asking about who to ask about getting the... I can't remember the name of it. Is it Dream Dust?
Mhm.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's Dream Dust.
Yeah, she'll be asking who to talk to find that. She's not expecting to find it here, because basically you also gave us the information last week, I believe, on these are the people who are going to find it. But getting that information, essentially.
I'd hate to be there at the point where Alvina mixes up the two cooking lessons.
Yes, the black pepper.
It's actually quite a pain to try and find out what the learning rules are on the internet, so I've literally just dug out Xanathars to
Xanathars is where
easier
it is.
in person.
Yeah, Xanathars is where it is. I believe.
Okay, learning a new proficiency.
I think there's a specific one for languages as well. It might take longer, annoyingly.
No, it's actually the same training rules.
Oh, is it? Thank fuck.
Yeah, it's just training. It says training in a language or tool requires at least 10 work weeks, but this time it's reduced by a number of work weeks equal to your character's intelligence modifier. So what is Alvina's intelligence modifier?
-2.
Uh,
Adds
luckily,
2
an
weeks.
intelligence penalty doesn't increase the time
Does it
needed.
not? Yes! I have somewhat of a grasp of language. Sure.
No, it'll take you 10 weeks. I can't remember if you've already put downtime into this.
I
think
have
you
put
may have.
downtime. I've been doing it a couple of weeks before we started coming back from Iron Core, so it'd be what, like 4 weeks?
Yeah, that was a 2-week trip.
Oh, it's a
I
2-week
believe, from
trip.
Iron Core.
Okay, then it'd be
So this,
including these 2 weeks, it'd be 5, right?
Yeah, that's fine. So we'll say you get about
About halfway through the course.
Yeah. I'm fine with that, honestly. What's the draconic? So.
Because I'm pretty sure the teachers should be able to help here. If I double check the damn rules. God, it's been so long since we've actually done downtime in this campaign.
Mhm.
Or any campaign for a while.
It's like we technically did downtime during back from Iron Core, but we kind of just went. We're not really got to do too much, so we'll do bits
On a
here.
boat. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're on a boat. We can't really do too much.
Yeah. I think we also said we were getting more dedicated downtime stuff like here.
Yeah.
So it's like leave your downtime stuff until we just do it all in one big block.
All right, in order to balance this to make it a little bit easier, having a teacher definitely makes it helpful. Cool. So, give me. How would you find a teacher? I'm not going to require a check. There's plenty of people who are willing to offer you services. I think it just depends on how much you're willing to pay. So, in order to find a kind of basic teacher from around town on such short schedule, I'm going to incur a slightly higher cost. So it will cost you 50 gold to get a week's worth of tutelage.
Okay.
In this skill. Now, you can either shop around and also put up a little bit extra money, say an extra 10%, so say an extra 5 gold to try and find multiple options.
Okay.
5 gold per how much of a chance I'm going to give you on a roll if you want to do that avenue. Or you can take the first trainer that comes along, but there's no guarantee as to how good they are. And this will impact how much I'm going to give you like a bonus week or two to your training.
I'm fine offering a little bit more gold, honestly. Elvina's got a personal amount which she's willing to put in. And she does want to learn it. So, like really badly, so. I'm fine putting in a 10% on top of that, yeah.
All right. Then go ahead and give me a. This will just be a fate die.
Yeah, 1 second. I'm just gonna. Do you want me to knock off the gold now? By the way.
Yes. So with the 50 plus the 10 on top, that will be 60 gold.
Oh, I was gonna say 10%, but I'm fine with 60 gold if it gives me a slightly higher chance.
Oh, it's 50 gold flat and then 10% off the 50 for 60. Oh wait, no, that's 55.
Yeah, that's why it's 55. Yeah, that's why I was
55.
like, I'm fine paying 60 if it gives me even higher, but.
To be fair, I will give you advantage if you pay 60.
I'll pay 60, yeah, because I've already marked it off my sheet, so I don't add it again.
So go ahead and roll a fate die with 60 as you search about and see if fate conspires to help you with a better teacher.
I'll do 2d20 because that's basically advantage. So bad.
Oof.
During to be fair, you managed to nope, that's terrible.
Fuck it, I'll do Destiny on that one. Alvina wants to. It's only one of them, right? That I get to roll.
Yeah,
again.
you'd only get a reroll one of the d20s.
Give me a good one. Hey, it's positive. I'll take it.
All right. You have two very sketchy offers up front. One of which you're pretty sure they're not draconic in any way. They seem to be a drunk old human who is speaking gibberish whenever they speak draconic from the very little that you already learned.
And it becomes apparent.
It becomes apparent that they're taking a chance that you won't realize they're teaching you gibberish. The second one isn't much better. They're a young kobold who doesn't actually seem to have that much draconic knowledge, interestingly enough. They actually seem to be of a comparable skill level to yourself and wouldn't be able to teach you particularly well. The second one, however, at least seems to speak fluent... Just trying to get your money. Is able to actually speak fluent draconic. They aren't the best teacher, but they're at least able to convey kind of the basics to you, which is what you want. And with that, they're able to give you an extra 50% increase in your learning. So instead of 2 weeks, you gain 3 weeks worth of knowledge.
Nice, I will definitely take that.
So you can mark 3 weeks off, which I believe brings you up to 6 out of the 10 requirement.
Yes.
And you're now over halfway to gaining proficiency in Draconic.
Hell yes.
With that, was there anything else you wanted to do for your downtime?
That's the main one that actually requires like rolls. She's gonna be just helping out, working out, saying like talking to Abby, talking to the people, and anyone that needs help, she's willing to offer it. So if you need Alvina for any reason, give me the word and I'm down.
All right, they do so. Everyone seems to be okay for now, mostly because the DM hasn't gotten around to doing NPC quest yet. Alrighty, as we go back to the next in line, on what I believe it was Gwen. Was there anyone higher than a 2?
Hmm.
Did you
Point
roll?
got a
the
four.
point of
Point got a
4.
4.
There you go. The point, what would you like to do for your downtime? And by which I mean, tell the audience what you're doing for your downtime.
Sorry, I forgot I was muted. So, 3 things mainly. First thing, just throughout all of this, trying to brainstorm a way to essentially make Pokeballs just easier ways to transport our various animals.
Oh, you're the best point. No.
Yeah. So, not sure how effective it'll be, but trying to think of it. Apart from that, Stew and trying to train Angel the Owlbear a little bit.
Good call.
Yeah, we're with that. For the first one, do you have access to a bag of holding, and would Fukyu allow you to look at the key that Sawdoff is normally stored in?
Yeah, fuck you would allow that.
Let me just check. 'Cause I think one of the things I know how to make is a bag of holding. I just never made it.
Oh, fair.
To be fair, even if you just have access to the technology, which I believe one of the party does have a bag of holding,
Yeah, also fuck you.
that is fine. I will allow advantage on this because of those 2 influences, because you have dabbled in the technology before, and as you've mentioned, I think you are able to create a bag of holding, so you clearly know the basics of the technology, which means I'm actually going to lower the DC for this as well. Go ahead and roll me an Arcana check at advantage as you brush off your old textbook on Demi-plane Arcana.
Okay, that double advantaged for some reason. So that
How
rolled
did
3
you
times.
manage that?
I don't know.
I don't know either, but to be fair, that's a 27 on the first one.
That
Anyway,
is a very impressive roll.
Yeah.
you have plus 12 to Arcana.
I have plus 12 to Arcana.
It's a bard.
Expertise and-
It's bard. Bard artificer. It's like you are very good at skills.
Zormir, this one's coming for your job.
So the only reason I haven't
And he
taken
can
this, I don't
sing
want
while
it.
he works.
Ooh, are you like that? Are you like the incredibly born natural to this, but you just don't actually
He's
utilize your
savant.
skills? So you just
think
hear
so,
like,
yeah.
Zormir and all the
Child
other
prodigy.
all the other artificers working over here, like he could be so good at his job if he just took it seriously.
Yeah.
Oh, what a wasted potential.
Oh god,
So-
your point's me.
Part
Jesus.
of my backstory is literally I retired from being an artificer to pursue my love of music.
You're Sheldon Cooper.
With more charisma.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
But no, apparently you're born natural when it comes to artistry. This would not be a difficult task for you. You would just require the raw components. Depending on how you want to do, the easiest way to do this would be with planar technology, which would require some element of copper arcanite.
Zormia.
No, I'm not kidding. It's like, you know that Ghostbuster device we have that has copper
Yeah.
arcanite in it? What if they don't get it
No,
back?
no.
It was destroyed in the accident.
I was
Yes,
planning on stealing it anyway.
destroyed.
I know, but the point steals it from you before you can steal it would be very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're not going to make much of a Pokeball out of that little bit.
Yeah,
I don't think.
To fair, I think every artifact has to have at least one unit worth of arcana to actually properly function.
We might be able to get one. We might be able
Plus,
to
he's
get
an
one.
amazing artificer.
I'm not kidding.
Second.
I'm not kidding. If Point tells Alvina this is a project, she will move heaven and earth to get this to work.
All right. While you would need some minor equipment that would mostly just be things you could probably easily either create yourself, mostly like chipboards or arcane circuits and stuff like that, which is kind of irrelevant, and special ink and stuff, which presumably you'd already have because you're an artificer.
This was probably in Zome's lab.
The only regents you need, which are the actual fancy materials that would cost you something, is 1 unit of copper arcanite or one unit of white arcanite for the control spells.
White arcanite.
Okay.
Because white is generally used as effectively a programming board.
Makes sense.
And is utilized in a vast lot of things.
Instead of a white and red apricot, it's a white and copper or apricot.
There is a type of Pokeball. It's a Safari Ball. It's a Safari Ball.
I was gonna say it's the GS ball, the one which has Celebi in it.
Kinda. I want to see.
Now, at least that is the easiest and simplest way that the Point would be aware of with your main sphere knowledge of Arcana. As you have yet to do any studying into the hybrid Arcana, because it's a brand new field of study that doesn't exist where you come from. Yep. You are unaware if there's any alternative arcanites that might be able to use in place of it, but if you study any of them and they count as any of those, I will let you know of, oh, this occurs to you that this could actually replace such and such in your quest for a Pokeball.
Awesome.
Okay. So I will mention that I'm trying to do this to Alvina.
Yeah, you know Alvina will help.
Actually, it won't be a secret. Like, I'll be honest to everyone. Like,
yeah, you should probably mention it to Zormir, who actually is kind of has the most knowledge on the hybrids, given they have some examples and the
essentially we aren't going to be able to stop Alvina getting pets. We don't have room. We need Pokeballs.
Yep.
God's sake, don't encourage her.
Well, I mean, is it an issue if they're not taking up space?
Yeah, it's sort of. It's not encouraging
so
her.
much.
It's reining her in. To be honest, this is the one way that we actually will do it, because it lets her keep doing it, but it's not as much of a problem.
Yeah, because you can like, stack them better.
Pretty much, she has to get them out to feed them. Essentially, is the point you noted.
We would need to reacquire that bit of Arcanite from the controller there, and I was hoping just to keep it for some other kind of project, maybe one to get us home, but I mean, I'm going to have to use this little bit of Arcanite that's in the statue as well. So
that's fair. That one isn't a full unit, because that's just
a bead.
Well, I mean, if we
that was ceremonial purpose.
So we can disassemble things, right?
You can reverse engineer it.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to assume one of your abilities as an artificer is the ability to disassemble magic items. I feel like you just get that as a given.
Yes, so we can turn it into a Pokeball now and then disassemble it later to get home.
But we need to kind of trick the people that we've acquired this from to say that was destroyed.
Hey,
otherwise we're not.
Well, I mean,
Zolmer, Alvina just cracks her knuckles in front of you. Do you want me to after we take the stuff out?
I mean, Zormir.
Yes.
After I got kidnapped by the Ainsmurst and brought back by Lucas, did you see it on my person?
No.
Exactly.
It was lost in the mirror dimension. Into pocket. Actually, probably into one of my many safes.
Well.
Oh yeah, by the way, Point, I decided not to open your safe because we said that
Arcane lock.
Oh no, it wasn't because of that. It was because we decided if we were going to eat the egg, you needed to be
You
here
should
to
be
also
the one.
eat it.
You're not eating the egg.
Are we
What?
not?
No.
Okay, what is it, by the way? I didn't ask at the time. You said it was an egg. What kind of egg?
What laid it?
It's something
A
celestial.
statue laid it.
How can a statue lay an egg?
No, wait.
I
Is
know.
it
I
a
found it in its
gargoyle
nest.
egg?
Let's go with that.
It's a celestial gargoyle egg. I didn't know gargoyles.
Oh, you know, it's a celestial egg. I think it's related to
I think you told us it was a celestial egg,
yeah.
I think, but we don't know what that means. We don't know anything else about it. It's like, it's an egg and it's a celestial, that's it.
Nor do I, we've not gone to meet Steve.
Yeah, that's
Well,
it, that's all.
All I know is that the Iron, is Lucas around?
I assume.
He can or cannot be, depending on
I
the
assume not. I don't want to overhear this. So all I know is that the Ainsmurst wanted me to destroy it because it was the last hope to defeat the gods or whatever. Just gonna keep it in
Yeah,
a box in my cupboard.
make sure it
then
gets the
if-
right incubation settings. I
Yes.
honestly, I want to
Yeah.
see what hatches out of this now.
I know who would want to. I know where the expert is.
Well, yes, we
Oh,
need
Banshee's
to-
Grove, yeah.
Wait. You said it can kill gods?
It is the last hope to stop the gods.
You
All
on board
gods?
with? You on the board with this pet, Gwen? You like this one?
I know as much as you do. The Ainsmurst didn't like it.
And honestly, the Ainsmurst not liking it makes me like it more.
Well, the thing is, if we kill it, its soul would go back to the celestial realms, which means they'd have it on their side.
Yes, let's
They're not stealing
kill
my
it.
new pet. Well, the point's new pet. I
You
guess.
should also note that per Alterra rules, only Noids have souls.
Ah,
Oh yeah. What?
well, I don't know that.
Oh, so it's a Noid egg. Okay.
No, it might not be. It being destroyed might just get rid of it.
They said the Ainsmurst definitely said. Well, the Ainsmurst is crazy, but
Exactly.
the Ainsmurst did say that its soul would show up, which was how it would know that I actually
Oh.
destroyed it.
It might not be a Noid egg. It might be because monsters eat people to get powerful, right?
Yes.
Maybe it's something that ate a lot of things, turned into an egg, and the energy will be released so they know how to get it.
Mm.
I'm going to assume the egg is an egg.
That's Alvina's crazy strategy,
That's-
that idiocy
She's a bit
sometimes.
convoluted.
But I mean,
That's-
Alvina's an idiot, so she has no idea if that's how it
Yeah.
works or not.
Okay.
But that's what I'm going with.
Can we agree that we're going to hatch it and get it on our side?
Yes.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Good.
I know somebody we can practice killing on.
Ooh. What are you worried about?
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
I was say,
Like, making eye contact with the point.
it's like we're looking at Gwent, the known cleric. I think it's like
Yeah.
interesting.
Why?
Okay, not
Okay.
gonna pry, but on board.
Apparently, you need to kill a god.
What's wrong with that?
I don't know. There's
Just
not
one.
many of them
It's
here.
fine.
Hey, most of the gods we got told are insane.
Again, it might not kill them. It might just redeem them. We don't know. It's the
Bring
last
them
hope of
back to-
stopping them.
Bring them back
I
to
shrug.
sanity?
We can
Maybe.
hope.
Hey, can we pick and choose which gods it either brings back or kills? You think?
Okay,
I
can we leave
think it
this?
might just make a
Because I know
bigger, stronger
somebody it
god.
might work on.
Can we worry about this once we know what?
What
We
the
need
fuck
to
we're
do with
dealing
it.
with?
Yeah.
What it
Yes.
is?
Because
Future thought.
you
Future
can pick and
problems.
decide your gods later.
You can decide our god hit list later.
We already
Pick
got
a
a
god
hit.
and pray.
We've already got a hit list of.
Yeah, we actually just realised we've added another class of being to our hit list. We've got all the elemental lords, we've got the gods, and we've got the Arcanites.
Hey, just
What's
one
He
that?
more.
runs
Thank you
down
very
to
much.
his room and
Oh,
adjusts
and the
his board.
Senate, and the
Should the
Senate
Senate
for
be on
Lou,
there?
and the Senate for Lou. Yeah, I forgot. Well, I didn't know we specifically were pissed off at them, but yeah, we've got the Senate for Lou, or at least a couple of them.
It should be noted that Alterra does not endorse the assassination of presidents unless it's a president control.
Unless the president is also a squid.
a sentient
I mean, that's
mind
good catch-all. This is like 100 years in the future where we have squid presidents look back on this video archive and be like,
Kill them! Kill them now!
For legal reasons, this is a joke. There are not currently any squid presidents.
Yeah, for legal reasons, we are not insinuating that the
Yes.
president of anywhere is a squid. Prime
hell's
Minister's
been
here!
Most definitely a lizard.
Apart from the president of the Squid fan club, that's definitely a squid in disguise.
That's Octodad.
Yeah.
as you come to those realizations and also have a ponder about what this egg could mean, which who knows. It's definitely TM looks at the giant like backboard
Yeah.
to it. Who knows? Who knows? Do you have proficiency of cooking utensils?
I do not. Unless 2 weeks training with Alvina helped.
Hey, here's the thing. Alvina also doesn't.
What is the points intelligence modifier?
+4.
What is
Unfortunately, even you know it would take you at least 6 weeks by yourself to learn how to cook. Potentially shorter with a trainer, but it'd have to be a pretty damn good trainer to teach you in 2.
Yeah, Alvina
Okay.
knows how to cook from survival, which has cooking as a, hey, you can cook shit that is edible.
Kill something, start
I
a
think-
fire.
Cook shit that's edible, but it will be enough to win the stew contest and gain the respects of the old
Of
ladies.
3 old women.
Alvina's convinced it will, but Alvina's also insisting on
Yes,
muscling in
so-
on being a judge. So
Yeah, so I'm not going to win
forgot
it
about
through,
that.
through gourmet alone. I have to win it with style.
So what would you like to do? What's your plan? You can attempt to learn how to
Okay.
cook. You can go and find someone to cook for you and cheat, or you can hope that it's at least edible and try some other skill check.
I'm going to learn how to make it edible, but then throw some pizzazz in to make it
No,
Some-
don't throw pizzazz in.
some bargain.
Hey, point. How much are you? What are you willing to offer Alvina to give you for her to give you access to the spice pouch for a day?
Oh,
Or
a
can
future
I?
Pokeball.
I'd
Personalized
run
one, initialed.
Arcane infused.
Uh,
I have no money.
no, she knows you have no money, but they.
Yeah.
This
I owe you one favor.
yeah, I'm down with it.
Okay.
And so she doesn't
So-
take much to do it. It's like a favor is
Yeah.
good enough for it. So,
This is
it's not
So
an
I'll
attunement item or anything, so she get it for a day. It's got 10
Yeah.
uses, any sort of seasoning. Go.
okay. I'll tell you what my plan is. So, reminiscent of, eggs and Pokeballs. The plan is to take meat of some description. I'm thinking pork.
Pig is
Cut
good.
it in half.
Mm-hmm.
Put some sort of filling in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Cast mending on the meat to essentially seal the filling in the middle, and then try and sell it to the judges as. So of course, include the Arcanite, include a bit of the honey. So sell it with the story of our adventures so far, but the real treasure was within.
And have it be a stew as well. 'cause
And
it's-
have it be oh yeah, these are like dumplings. These are like meat dumplings.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm not gonna lie, this
Um,
sounds really fucking delicious. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I don't
meat
think
dumplings
any of
got me.
this would work in real life, but fuck it, it's fantasy.
Everybody starts phoning the Chinese.
Everything makes the only bit that's a bit weird, but is probably fine, is the mending on meat. But it sounds right.
Yeah.
Cool. It's cool, right?
I'm
Yeah.
mending the food.
Yeah, that's
You're
the
not gonna overlook that part.
More comes back to life.
so that's the only weird bit.
Go ahead and give me an intelligence check, and I'll give you advantage because of all the arcane help you're getting.
yeah.
Okay. This should just be one roll this time.
Say flat
I say 2.
intelligence
Zero.
check because you
okay.
don't have proficiency.
17.
Hey, 17's not bad.
All right, yeah. You know, for a beginner without proficiency in cooking,
Yeah, it's not-
it's definitely edible. It's actually quite good for like a first timer's attempt. Whether or not it will beat a contest, though, that's another thing. You spend nights just cooking
Can
in
I
this
have-
kitchen, trying different things. Yeah.
Can I have guidance on top of that?
That's
Anyway.
That depends if a cleric is willing to hang out. Wait, do you have guidance?
I don't have guidance.
That depends if
I'm
somebody
asking the
with
party.
guidance is willing to hang out with you the entire duration that you're doing this.
Considering Gwent went
Yeah.
with the delicious food, I think Gwent would be down if he gets some.
Yeah, Gwen is down to watch and sample.
Yeah.
Okay, is it D4?
Is it E4?
Gwen's the taste tester.
Honestly, you do need one of those if you actually.
Okay, that'll do.
Eh, 21!
Oh, nice.
Can I?
With the guidance of Gwent's stomach, you quickly go in the right direction from the constant feedback.
Well, the thing is, it actually makes sense because Gwent's from this world.
Yeah, he knows.
Yes, I know cuisine exists.
Like, it needs more salt.
There's a weirdly large amount of carrots in this, but you know.
I love the concept also of it's the judges panel of 3 old ladies and there's Alvina set up a folding chair next to them. It's just sitting there and everyone's just looking at her. She's like, continue.
As the grand
Don't
day
mind me.
comes, and the accumulation of your hard work with Gwent's very stern feedback overlooking you, you roll up to the grand festival held up in the lower end of the city. It looks like it's being held in the little park area, which, I have a fucking map. Just switch the map, Chris.
Yeah.
Go to Shadow Cove. As it's held in that little park area down south. As the community seems to have come together, there's children running about the shacks and old men and women having a drink on their porches as they watch the festivity, banners being lined up among the houses, and even the tree is being decorated in a variety of pie-shaped ornaments.
Which bit is it? Is it this
Oh
bit down
no!
here?
Yes.
Okay.
This
You
little
say-
park here. This is effectively what is effectively the slums, the lower income district.
Chris,
Yes.
can I look around and see what other people are preparing?
It's not pie. It's just pie-shaped
Okay,
ornaments.
It's
Yeah.
okay,
food.
good.
I
Oh,
thought you were thinking of like
I haven't been
sabotage.
I haven't been tricked to bring stew to this pie competition.
We bring Stu to the great pie fight.
That would be quite funny.
That would be great. It turns out these 3 old ladies aren't seasoned veteran cooks. They're just actually a bit senile and...
I thought they were
Like,
just
I
kids.
thought this was the pie competition.
Turns out you're coming to the wrong contest. The stew contest is next week.
Oh, more practice then.
It was last week.
I thought you were thinking of like sabotaging the other dishes.
Oh no.
No, I knew it guaranteed it was.
As you set up your stall and people come by to taste test, eventually the judges make their way to your table with Alvina in tow. There was a commotion earlier today during the first test tasting where the judges very quickly learned to just allow Alvina to accompany them.
Who's gonna argue?
Just yeah.
The
just let it
person,
happen.
that's why nobody's arguing is because of what happened to the person who argued.
One second here. I gotta double check something. 'Cause I don't know what the hell that means.
Can I add Flash to his overall?
He's
count?
21.
Oh, okay. So is that what that was, right?
Yeah.
I was
I'm
like,
just
what?
gonna go past and bump up the Arcanite.
He just
With
pat
a
the
flash.
points in the back and go, Flash!
So you
It-
pat me on the back and I suddenly get an idea of, oh, actually,
Wait a minute.
actually,
Tweak
if
the
I
Arcanite a
chop
little
the
bit.
carrots lengthways, they'll
Yeah.
soak up more of the broth.
You put more put in more dynamic shapes, in which case it's like...
The
Larger
comment
surface
of-
area on the carrot.
Presentation is the key.
I
Larger
give you a-
surface area of
Oh.
the carrot sounds about right, actually.
it was
Oh,
more.
I full on intend to showmanship when the judges show up.
Oh, of course.
It was a flash to give you a bit of a kick to the doing something with Arcanite to give it a bit more of a kick.
Oh,
You spice up the fire, Arcanite.
it's extra spicy. Okay, so the spicy Arcanite will be on the inside.
Yeah,
Let's give that
punch.
that's
That's the surprise.
that iron core taste.
Yeah, but actually, that's the Alvina part of the adventure.
Get that spicy after taste.
Yeah, honestly, that sounds fucking delicious. I would be so. I'm not usually a stew guy myself, but holy crap, that sounds good.
You're
All right. So
24 now.
now I believe you also wanted to try and sell a story on this. So as the judges come by, go ahead and give me your either performance or persuasion check, your choice.
It's gotta be performance.
Performance, yeah.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
You try to sway the emotion of the judges.
Oh.
That'll do. That'll do.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
I can do two things, and it's Arcanum performance.
Yeah, you got it. You're damn good at them.
It's a magical performance.
And now we see why the point gave up the officer job for being a bard, because as good as their Arcana was,
Entertainment
look
is
at
true
that.
color.
Yeah, especially seeing as like fuck you's performances +7 as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
Jesus.
Because he doesn't have proficiency in it.
Right, well, I'm gonna roll for these three old ladies, but I don't think they have a fucking chance. But hey, there's like a 1 in 20 chance they also match a 30, which is what I'm gonna give you a +5 to your food, just from sheer emotional enjoyment of this piece.
You've got 29 for your food.
I'm
now.
just trying to earn their respect.
I think you've
So,
earned
They
it.
might hate you for
Honestly,
this
honestly.
now.
All right,
Either got
first
your
old lady
enmity.
gets a 15.
You get the return.
Not bad, not bad. Pretty
That's
good.
pretty good.
Oh, the
Ooh.
second old lady fucked up somehow.
It burnt.
Burnt.
Too much salt in that one.
You know, what they were doing is they were like adding the last minute salt to like give it a little, and then the point started doing their performance, and they weren't paying attention to their stew. They got just captivated
The leg
by
just
the
fell
point's
off the bottle of
hypnotic,
salt.
and they were just still emptying the salt into it while watching. And by the time point finishes and they look down, it's just a pile of salt in their stew.
Oh no, I feel bad for now.
No, don't worry. Albino will give him a solid 5 out of 10 still. Albino will give him a solid 5 out of 10. She's the only person able to stomach eating the soup.
And the final old lady gets
She's
a
the
point.
good one.
Oh.
You needed it.
She
You needed
was
it,
the
boy.
We had some
for the last
competition there.
5 years.
This was the arch. This is the arch old lady.
She has
was obviously
never
the
lost.
Current champion.
Yeah.
This is
Current
equals.
champion for 5 years consecutively.
You actually beat her because of your 30, by the way. You would have lost otherwise.
Yeah. I think I've got 26,
You've
including
got 29.
the 30.
You've got 29 because.
Because of
Okay.
the flash.
Oh, the flash. I've got
Yeah.
the flash. Okay.
Yeah, you got 29.
So I guess apparently some Zormir stopped it being a tie and actually got you to the victory lap.
Yep. Turns out.
Actually, no, got stopped you losing because it was a 25. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dear fucking god, man. The point, fucking
No,
the
it would
DM
have been a tie. It would have been a tie.
would have been a tie. Interesting. The point. Describe to us how the judges react to your 29 stew.
Okay. So one of them you can just see on their face, just they bite in, they're not expecting anything good. But they bite in, they get that explosion of flavour in the middle of the meat dumpling. And you can just see they're blown away. The second one,
One moment. I need to find the GIF.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guarantee it exists. Where are you, anime GIF?
oh god.
You know the
So,
anime
as
I'm looking for here.
I'm thinking of it,
Yeah.
there is a different gift for the third one.
Oh,
The
is
second one-
this what I think it is? Yeah, it's what I think it is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I had to
Not
find a
loaded
safe
for
for
me
work
yet.
one. I had to find a safe for work one because anyone who knows anime knows exactly
it's that
the anime that I'm talking about here.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know the anime, but
Food Wars.
I do not know the
Oh,
anime.
Watch it. It's
good one.
great.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it because it's a bit much. If you wanted my recommendation, Restaurant to Another World.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Fantastic anime.
Anyway,
We're going.
the second one reacts well. The third one, you know that scene from Ratatouille?
Oh yes, that scene.
Home cooked.
Just full on, just
That scene.
flashback to the last time they ate a meat dumpling.
Just like
Like
Mom
2
used
weeks
to
ago.
make. No, it's an old lady. So this is an old lady. So it's like in the mists of time as a child.
Yep. Back before the wars. Back before the
Back
gods were
before-
killed.
Back before the war.
the
This is a
Alterra was
lich.
shattered.
Actually, this is a lich. Actually. Oh, and there's
Um,
Alvina.
God, you know, it's a shame the god of cooking died.
You might reinvent. You might
Well, we
reinvent.
have a
him.
new
You might
one now.
reinvent him. Yeah.
Wait,
The new
who is
god
the
of
who is
cooking.
the god of
Eller
food?
of cooking.
So I don't think there is technically a god of food, but I think
Be a
there's
god of
some-
cuisine. I could totally imagine being a thing.
Be one of the life gods, no doubt.
Yeah, it's Captain's Birdseye.
Captain Birdseye.
No, there is a god of
No.
food. There is a god of food. Okay.
It is a classic. I'd be
Nice.
surprised if it wasn't. Are they
Oh,
alive?
it's my bad,
Do you have
it's
to roll
Baron
if they're? I
Matthews.
was about to say, are they actually alive? If there's a chance.
1 second. I need to look at the TSA
It's
god list to see who
subsumed into
died.
one of them. Oh no.
We have just summoned a god.
Turns out the Mad Jester was actually part of the food god this whole time.
Maybe I need to go see either who absorbed their essence or if they're actually still alive. Because there's a small group of rebellion.
Rebellious gods, yeah. This is the god that we get to
Nudge,
live,
nudge,
by
wink,
the way.
wink.
This is the god that we get to that survives, by the way.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Coop, the god of food, it was consumed, unfortunately.
That's irony
Yeah.
right there.
However, you'll have no idea as to who Coop, the god of food, was absorbed by.
Oh no, but they're watching now.
It was none other than Kiris, the rabid jester.
Yes!
Is
They
that-
are, they are part of that one.
Because apparently Kiris just ate like half the life gods here. Dear God. So yes, we pay our thanks to Coop. Coop, that magnificent god that I rarely ever get to explore in various campaigns. Because, surprisingly, I don't get a touch on the god of food much.
No.
Where's my campaign full of traveling cooks?
You already have one cook in this, and apparently we've gained a second traveling
Two.
cook in this party.
The point,
Pro and I were
as you
discussing that.
achieve such a high first time attempt at cooking, you feel a shiver run down your back as an echoing madness echoes through your ear.
You're not getting away from this damn thing until you kill it.
No, it's the
Are
god.
you,
This
Ali?
is its boss. This
This
is
is
its
the
boss.
And you get the sensation of a message echoing at the back of your skull. I see you.
Yeah, I know, fuck you. I'm not trying to hide right now.
I didn't say
Oh.
anything.
We're not playing hide and seek now.
Sure.
And as you as this happens, you actually gain the favor of Kiris, because I feel like divine favor is a thing in the main sphere. It's just more twisted here.
I don't think I want the faith of this guy.
Take your gift and you will like it.
Accept my blessing.
I'm not gonna lie. There's slightly off topic while Chris figures out the boons. I actually like there is genuinely a system for this in Pathfinder 2e. By the way, each god
Nice.
has a list of their curses they can give you and the little minor blessings and things. And there's a list of there's tiers, like three. There's 3 of each per god, and they're really cool.
Hang on. God of Madness plus cooking. Is this Gordon Ramsay?
No, that's god of fury and cooking.
Yeah.
God of madness and cooking. This. I'm trying to think. There is definitely a character. for them.
Heston Blumenthal.
Yes! It's Heston! It's Heston! It has to be. Actually,
Okay.
eating Heston's food. Fucking delicious. Dude really does know what he's talking about.
You receive the blessing of Kiris,
Okay.
which I actually need to remember.
Which involves.
There we go. I'll do that.
Every time you do anything, roll on the wild magic table.
Is that an appropriate compulsion? What's a fun compulsion?
Oh no.
For compulsion, you can roll a dice on like an emotion chart or something. That'd be
No, I
fun.
have something in mind. I'm just double checking what I have in mind if that actually works for the god's flair and theme. I guess so.
Don't
Yeah,
be
I'll
afraid.
make it
be
not
very
quite
afraid.
as serious. Okay, so we'll do that. Okay, so you receive the blessing of Cyrus. You gain resistance to or advantage on Constitution saves made against effectively poison or digestion.
Okay.
Basically, anything food related, you gain advantage on con saves.
But didn't you already have that?
No, weirdly.
Oh, because you're a dwarf. I thought they get that innately.
The poison resistance.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say advantage on con saves against food related saves and poison.
Okay. Against food.
You can survive Alvina's cooking, like her actual cooking that she does for herself and not for everybody else in the party.
Oh god. Whenever you're cook now, you're gonna have food for both of us and then for everyone else.
Yeah, it's actually I have to make a larger portion size. It's the second like pot of food actually.
However, unbeknownst to you, or unbeknownst to the character, but the player will need to be aware of it.
Yep.
You gain a new compulsion.
Okay.
You must try any food presented to you at least once.
Okay.
Oh, you are fucked, boy.
Yep.
Oh no.
Try this. Okay.
Yeah,
No.
we're really fucked if we go to like the Flame Realms.
Yep.
I set myself on fire.
That means that two party members are gonna get mind controlled by the Fae now.
Oh god, yeah. Maybe don't go to places where there are fae. Like
Yeah,
Banshees.
but it's mixed, is it not?
That is really cool.
Yeah.
I really like that one. Yeah, that's a cool buff.
So with that, I think it's very safe to assume that you win.
Yeah.
You gain the first place ribbon
Right.
and a small sum of 50 gold.
Nice.
More money than I've ever had in my life.
I'd say that's a billions of times what you had previously.
The grand prize.
Yay.
Honestly, that's a pretty good prize considering it's like little like food contest in the
Yeah.
That's a good prize.
Well, yeah, but he smashed all his mirrors. He's going to have to go buy all his mirrors back.
I don't
Don't
think
need
Point
mirrors,
wants
I
his
know what I
mirrors
look
back.
like. Yeah. That thing's still out there.
But with that, was there anything else you wanted to do? I believe there's a third thing, right?
Oh, the third thing was training Angel the Owlbear.
What are you training them in? Do you have
Just-
proficiency of animal handling?
Combat.
I've got half bard proficiency.
Yeah, you definitely attempt to do that. It doesn't go particularly well, and you don't gain any benefits, or you're pretty sure Angel hasn't become any better, or more
So
Domesticated.
just basics.
domesticated.
Yeah, just basic. Won't eat everything.
They'll
But
just
you at
come-
least don't get mauled to death.
Yay.
That's something.
It's always good.
It's always good. It occurs to you, you probably want to get someone with proficiency in animal handling. To either teach
Yeah, I
you
don't think
how
we
to
have
animal
anybody in
handle,
the party.
Imagine
or
Alvina?
get a proper trainer.
Alvina doesn't have proficiency in animal handling. She just uses
We've
brute
got
strength.
someone. We got someone. We got that person who we
Oh,
run
yeah.
back.
Commerced?
First.
Ruff?
Alvina is overly affectionate to the
yes.
animals, and they're not strong enough to stop her. Is how Alvina tames animals.
Like a toddler on a little cat.
I'll spend a little bit of downtime just chatting with that guy about how to deal with an owlbear that loves me now.
That's fair. You and Kamir have a chat. He gives you some pointers. He shows you the basic ropes, and with his very constant guidance while you're doing it, you manage to kind of form the beginning stages of a bond with Angel. But it will take you a lot more time and proper training if you want them to actually be able to work functionally as a companion animal.
You want them to evolve.
For
I
now,
want them to just not
they are
tackle
friendly.
me while we're in the middle of something.
yeah,
Not
for
to
now
be
they are
feral.
effectively a friendly
works too.
pet, and would be useless in combat.
No more
It's too affectionate.
aggressive hugs.
It's too affectionate towards you. It's not actually aggressive in any way.
No.
Aggressive hugs.
All right, with that, I believe we go to Gwent next.
Hello.
And Gwent, what are you doing with the rest of your downtime?
First things first, preparing my door that Avina kicked in.
Z-Bot can give you a new door.
Are you getting just a normal another door, or are you actually ordering like a bulkhead like Alvina's got for her door?
If I can find a heavy-duty door, I will go for that.
Oh, wait a minute, Z-Bot! Z-Bot's got a
can give you a
10-foot steel
10-foot
door!
iron door.
Yeah.
Yeah, Z-Bot could pull the 10-foot steel door back out.
Perfect. Just a
Yeah, we can
huge
play
ass
some more
door.
hide and seek.
You know the best part? If Alvina needs to get into your room and she can't do it through the door, she'll go through the wall now. It'll be it's easier.
Yeah, but the thing is, she would try the door first.
Bang!
Ah,
So I will get a knock first at least, so that's okay.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like about a second advance warning before she comes through the wall.
Apart from that, the only other things Gwent wanted to do is try to find a better shield or to find out what those Kotal scales were.
Oh,
What they do?
Quattle.
Quattle.
Uh,
I'm also
Quattle scales.
Thank you for reminding me, because I completely forgot I had those.
So you effectively want to go buy a magic item and do some research. You're hoping to find a +1 shield, were you not?
Any shield is better than the basic shield I've got at the moment. So
Have a look around, see what there is.
yeah.
I think there's
Take a
a
look,
couple
because I don't want to bother Zormir, because Zormir's got enough stuff to do.
Let's go ahead.
Lad.
common shields.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a charisma persuasion check to determine the quality of the seller found.
Oh god, right. Well, just a persuasion check.
That's apparently takes you a week.
10.
Yep. Checks out.
Hey, it's a positive.
Apparently, you can also spend 100 gold to get a +1 bonus, or 100 per +1 bonus.
It's Zoe again.
I am okay with just the 10.
You're not looking for much, are you? You're just looking for a shield.
No, I'm just looking to see, like, is there a shield here? Is it better than my shield?
Oh,
Then I have
there's
this
one
shield.
shield that I really hope you get because it's a 10.
You could get you a
No,
better.
it could be the shield
shield.
of arrow attraction. It gives you resistance against all ranged
Oh, yeah.
weapons, but all ranged weapons must target you if they go within 30 feet.
That is
I
a
thought
cruel
about getting
thing.
that for Milik.
If the yeah, it was actually like it's actually a very, very good shield if you want that to happen. Because if the line, basically, if the line can be drawn between you and them, and the line is within 30 feet, then the arrow goes for you instead. It's like an amazing tank item. And it gives you
That
resistance.
happened to Milik anyway.
No, it didn't. You just get shot a lot. The
Yeah.
arrow's attracted to you because you just got shot a lot. You didn't need any arrows to be attracted to you.
I didn't want them, but I took them.
Yeah, you took them anyway.
Much to some people's displeasure.
I've also just realised the hilarity of what it would be if the arrow attraction shield was on Gwent, because I imagine Gwent running away from arrows that are chasing
Look at these volley of arrows.
him.
Gwent seeking arrows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're going around corners. It's like the freaking missiles. You just have to deploy flares.
Been hunted down by arrows. Arrows is a new fear.
Yeah.
Good.
You don't know it's a cursed shield, and you just go, "Why are these arrows following me?"
Why?
Okay, unfortunately, you don't find any magical shields, or at least not any good magical shields. However, you do come across two. How do I describe that? Two shields for sale that are being claimed to be fantastic. From two respective buyers. They look to be just kind of off-market sellers. They both appear to be made of metal. One of the sellers is a very slimy-looking salesman who is how's he describing this? Who is describing the shield as, well, don't you want a shield with a bit of personality? Wouldn't it be great if you had a shield that intimidated your foes or helped soothe your allies? I have just the shield for you if you're interested there, young centaur.
I know exactly what this is.
But you also find, like, right directly opposite the street, somehow competing with this seller, a near identical salesman, but with a slightly different colored mustache. They seem to have a familiar resemblance to each other. As he calls out to you, no, don't listen to him. He's a con man, you know. He's trying to sell you just a knick-knack of a shield. No, what you need, you look like a man who doesn't have time to stop and get the blood out of his shield. What you need is a shield that's always glistening in the sunlight, spotless, able to wash away any impurity. You look like a centaur who's on the go and needs their armor to be spit-pot and shined.
Oh, actually, I'll just...
Which salesman would you like to buy? Which shield would you like to buy of which salesman? For note, they're also both charging 150 gold for their shields.
That is
I
bargain.
would like
So they're
to
both the same
talk-
price?
Of course they are. It's the same person.
Let me talk to the slimy guy because I don't think
They're
a
both
shield
slimy.
Oh, yeah, they're both slimy.
Yeah, the first guy. No, just because I think having a glittering shield seems to be a huge mistake of, hey, here I am. Doesn't seem to be Gwen's vibe.
Come and
So-
get me if you think you can.
Like, the first guy, can I do an insight check to see like how legit the shield is going to be?
Yeah, certainly, go for it.
No,
Please roll
don't
well
is
once.
it?
12.
Oh, it. I'm going to destiny that because that is awful.
For you, it is.
Oh, eat me.
16.
It's better! It's better!
It's
Barely, but it is better.
Rubbish.
It's not a roll 3. It's not...
I mean, considering
No,
you
it's
got
not
plus 9.
As you listen to the pitch of the first salesman, there's something eager in his voice, and a certain Galilean high-pitchedness to when he mentions the 150 gold price tag. You get the sense that this man is being dishonest with the price, or is at least knowingly... He's upcharging you. You feel like he's upcharging you. The shield is definitely not worth 150. He's definitely taking you for a ride.
Out of towner, you see.
Yeah. Go to 10 gold.
You know what? Gwen spent enough time with predators. He's okay.
I thought you
He's
were
going to
gonna
walk away.
say, I thought you were going to say fuck you. To know when he's being scammed.
Nah, fuck you, still scams.
That's what I was meaning. As he spent
No,
enough
just
time
gonna-
spending with fuck you to know what a scam is.
Gonna walk away, but gonna for next place we go to, I'm gonna drag somebody who actually knows something about this kind of stuff with them.
Oh, wait a minute.
Like
I've just
somebody who's actually good at like knowing what things are. I think that seems to be the best thing.
I just thought
I'm getting dragged
Yeah.
along then.
that was about to say. That's also a good one. I was just
Oh,
gonna
you
say.
are the point. One of you two.
I was gonna say, just get fuck you. Just tell fuck you where these two people are, and then he'll just steal the shields for you, and you get to see which each of them are.
But you're able to
Too
buy
suspicious.
any regular shield from any of the equipment stores because they specialize in just selling like ready-made equipment over here. So you are able to just buy a regular equipment shield for 10 gold. It's just a regular shield.
I've already got a regular shield. That is fine. Then I will spend the rest of my time walking around the greenhouse, trying to build up the courage to go see Fabio.
Fabio.
You do so. I'll leave it up to you whether or not you interact with him. He is very friendly and is more than happy to have a conversation with anyone.
Good old Gavio.
There we go.
Yeah,
Um,
I will try at least once, I think.
And your once is a success. You have a most dazzling conversation if you are a little bit anxiety sweaty hammed in the conversation.
I keep calling him Abs. I don't say Fabio once.
Yeah.
Because I assume
Fabio.
he's still wearing the Fabio shirt.
He's just abs.
He always is. Is that you?
No, because I want him to teach me how to garden, and I want to see if he wants me to cast Hallow to give him daylight inside his greenhouse.
Ooh, Hello can do that. Nice.
Yeah.
Mhm. It's because Hallow's like, it takes a long ass time for it to really do
Yeah.
a lot of things, which is why it doesn't come up a lot. But yeah, it's how you kill a vampire at low levels, hilariously enough.
It takes 24 hours. That's right, you got 24 hours.
Yeah, we got 2 weeks. I've
You've
got
got
time.
2 weeks. You do have.
I've got time, and I figure like it's a good payment for a master gardener to have a source of daylight in an underground cave.
I've also just thought that genuinely might be how Alvina's room works.
Would make sense, especially because.
She's got all the flowers and things in her room. It actually would make sense. We've got someone to do this.
Actually, that's a great point. Hallow has a material cost. Do you have herbs, oils, and incense worth at least 1,000 gold, which the spell consumes? So you can do it. I have no doubt you can buy all that, but it will cost you 1,000 gold to do this.
And 1,000 gold is how many platinum?
100.
Ugh.
It's dear.
It is dear, but I might get nature proficiency from it, which could be useful.
Mm.
You
Kinda
still have to teach. You still have to teach you over
What did
time.
you
You don't
say
just gain it magically.
Yeah, I'm just.
What did you say were part of the components?
Herbs, oils, and incense, but that's a regardless. The main part is it costs money.
Yeah, it's basically it costs
1,000
1,000 gold to do
gold.
this. Could he get any off of it because it is a person? Is a service for a person?
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like, would I pay all of it, or would it be some?
Get it
Like-
discounted for
Yeah.
what you're actually doing
Yeah,
for
'cause
him.
it's like if you're willing to help out.
Okay, so you want to
Yeah.
offer it to well, that's
I
slightly
wanna-
different conversation
Yeah.
to Fabio. You want to say you're willing to like half the cost with him?
Yeah, or at least like teach for about half the cost. Yeah, because I could do still an hour of daylight a day easily, so that's pretty good. Because I do have the daylight spell as well, and that costs nothing.
Yeah.
And if it does, you're getting ripped off.
Like I would do
Yeah.
this for free, but honestly, it's a little bit really pricey. So halves.
Yeah, it's a bit expensive.
To be fair,
so...
as you approach him and you mention having the daylight spell, we're not going to mention Hollow just yet, and he's more than happy to take you up in an offer to like get a couple like an hour a day for like a couple days with you hanging out there every evening or something. He is not going to turn that down. And you do also hear him lament a little bit how he wishes he could save up enough to actually hire someone from the what's the nature faction called again?
The elemental people, those ones.
Yeah, of how he really wants to kind of save up and get the Hallow spell cast in here, but it's very expensive.
This is how much the Nature Guild are charging.
Probably I imagine 1,500 a lot. Like, the amount and a bit on the top, I imagine, right?
It costs 1,500 gold, but also requires a rebellion emblem.
Oh.
Just because it takes 24 hours to effectively take a high-level druid, which there isn't a lot of, away from the rebellion efforts for a private purpose. So, which is what the emblems are effectively for. It's you help the rebellion can spare some resources for you.
I offered to do it for 1,200 if he's got the money.
He does not have the money.
Would you do it for just half? Because it is 500. It basically costs you.
Let's find out how much.
How much does
managed
he
to
have? Is the
save
question.
so far.
Yeah, but I say because you could do it for it'd be 50 platinum, right? If you.
He's saved up 600 gold so far.
Yeah, just go halves with the guy. You want to get stuff out of him, right? And this will put massive.
Yeah.
Price.
you know, I will do it for that.
All
At least
right.
that way.
Well,
That way I
this
can
is a
spend
this is a
more time with him.
pretty big thing you're doing. You're effectively fulfilling this guy's unbespoken because I've still not done NPC quest yet. I feel like this is the NPC quest now.
We're preempting the quest.
You're somehow preempting the quest.
Sorry, Grace.
No, it's fine because it means I don't have to think of one for Fabio as you succeed and effectively unlock Fabio as a favorable ally.
Hell yes! I'm actually really happy to get this guy as a favorable ally. Not gonna lie.
He considers you specifically, but also the party by extension, as friends who he is willing to go out on on a limb to help and will not betray you or will not. It'll be very hard for him to turn
Not easily,
against you.
anyway.
It's the Primal Order, by the way. I found the document. I found the document finally I was looking for.
So while that happens for the rest of the week, we're actually going to come back to that at the end because you also unlock an additional scene with him.
Hey.
Oh, okay.
But I need to have a quick break to get more water before I do that because that's going to involve a lot of talking.
Yep.
So you go ahead and strike 500 gold off your sheet as you go halfers with him.
Yep, 50 platinum done.
You gain Fabio as a party ally. And unlock a scene with him where we'll get to that after the end of because we'll say the scene happens right at the end of the downtime anyway because it'll take you a couple days to get all the incense and oil planned in together and then actually do the 24 hours casting.
Cool.
But with that, let's quickly do the remaining two before we have a quick break. What order do I normally do this? So it would be Lou first.
Lou's be right backing. Literally
Oh.
just put it. So
Did we find
Then
out
it's not
what
going to
the
be Lou
total
first.
scales was?
What was that, Gwen?
Did we find out what the scales were?
Oh,
the Quattle skills, yeah, actually.
a second.
Yeah.
You're right.
Nearly forgot
I
again.
completely forgot about that in all the commotion of Fabio.
Yeah, it's a good call.
I mean, why would you not for Fabio?
Why would you
I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was gonna be the point who did whatever thing to get get Fabio on our side, so interesting. I don't know why. I just thought the point would go for it.
Gwen flirts with magic, baby.
Yeah, you do.
So,
All this horse yoga's for nothing.
I would have done so if I hadn't noticed Gwent looking at him with such sweet eyes.
All right. So unfortunately, given the nature of it, this is going to be at disadvantage. But go ahead and give me an intelligence check as you search for information on the scales.
That's fair, honestly.
It's predominantly just disadvantage because of the area and the nature of the request.
Yeah.
It's just this place wouldn't
it's
likely
a plus
have that
one,
knowledge.
so it's going to be nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Shame that's disadvantage.
Boo.
Unfortunately, your 9 does not turn up anything useful. It seems the people of this area just aren't specialized or equipped with the knowledge able to actually give it to you.
There are baby dragon
enough.
scales. I'm sure you get more than once. We know they're not,
like-
but they say it. Swear.
Yeah, you
now.
get a
These
lot
are
of mumbled
scales.
like, oh, it could be this, could be that, but nobody is sure in even like the remotest way. But yeah, I believe that was the second thing. All right, then we move to Zormir. Zormir, what would you like to do for your downtime?
Actually work on my weapon to use
Actually
that
get some work done.
use that little bit of bead of the
MacGuffin Arcanite.
MacGuffin Arcanite to either, well, I put either or both be able to add my ability to the
Thunder Fist ability, right?
Thunder Fist into it, or have control over which elements I use.
All right, go ahead and give me an Arcana check. Let's find out.
Get a nat 20 and get both. Come on. You got a 21. That's not bad.
And I will bolster that with
Another flash because we're in
Yep.
literally like suspended animation at the moment, so you're getting a long rest guaranteed. So you might as well burn them.
You don't know that. But that's fair. What's that? 25 because it's +4.
Yeah.
Alright,
Plus
25 seems
3.
like a success.
It goes intelligence, not proficiency.
That'll be 24.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I'm still counting it as a success. It's high enough.
Yeah.
However, while it's high enough, it's not above 25, so I'll say you get one or the other, your choice.
Uh,
I'd say the choose your damage type is more important.
Yeah, the choose your damage type is just so powerful, mate.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's such a pain in the ass because you could genuinely
Mhm.
be healing enemies.
It was a good downside for tier 2 stuff, but yeah, tier 3 now. Everyone else has got some cool stuff. Although I say that, I still need to give the spellcasters decent shit.
They're
Yes,
getting
and
some cool stuff. Like, the fuck you's got the 18 polymorphs a day ability, so
guessing
we're getting there.
change,
About that,
change
yeah.
it as a
Yeah.
bonus action or something. Because I'm sure we've done that before with.
With Tink to change the damage type, yeah.
Yeah, that feels fair.
Mhm.
To be fair, I expect you to keep it on 1 for most of the time, and then change it like between combat, or like change it once when you realize this guy is resistant. So
Yeah.
I don't expect you to use a lot of bonus actions, but I feel like a bonus action is fair. So that's fair. Let's do that just to make it consistent with past like references to this weapon.
Yeah.
I like that. That's cool.
Plus, I'm pretty sure that one was limited to just a second or third because you had to keep inventing each one, and this one's technically unlocking 4 straight away, so it's already got a nice little boost to it. But yeah, during your the remaining 2 weeks downtime, you've somehow against all odds, managed to find some actual peace and quiet, while everyone else is distracted. I don't know, maybe Z-Bot is outside the door just like batting people away.
No, it's during the stew contest. He doesn't go to the stew contest. He just goes in. Finally.
Well, I mean, he has to. He does the flash.
Oh shit! I forgot he actually
But
participated.
he does the flash and then leaves.
Drive
He's like,
by.
pats me on the back and then goes, "Good, you do this."
Good luck,
I'm
boys.
off.
No, point. Zome showed up because he got called for Alvina fighting someone to be on the judges' table, and then he just leaves after giving you a pat on the back.
He sees him messing with Arcanite and he's cooking and goes, if you did that, let's tweak it a little bit.
And then out, mic drop, and leaves.
But with that, you're able to fix the remaining of your gun thanks to all the equipment you have, and also with the use of the. You actually discover with the arc table that the arc table actually has some amazing capabilities in terms of repairing broken weapons or broken arcane
Devices.
parts.
Yeah.
Well, it's not just device, but it's able to
Equipment.
so it's actually able to help fix your crystal focusing lens that allows you to make the breakthrough of actually fixing it.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, you also unlock that feature of the arc table, I'm going to say, with the Great Arcana, because it's also story relevant, of you can now use the arc table feature of repair broken magic item.
Cool. Repair magical item.
Okay, that's handy.
Specifically, it's effectively like a mending equivalent, so if it's missing any vital pieces, you'll need to replace them, but if it's just like cracked or something, it can be repaired. In tradition, I don't like mending to fix entirely broken items.
I don't know how
At
much
least
of
not the
the
magical nature.
indigo stuff we still have, or the broken other thing, golden things.
That's on you, mate. You can check your character
He's
sheet
like,
on that.
what?
No, that's a fair point. You did get some broken stuff. I don't know if I wrote that down.
We had the broken indigo things and other broken bits and pieces.
Celestial porcelain.
Uh,
Myrmidon armor, 2 purple water.
Yeah. Did you actually collect any of the broken stuff? And by which I mean, did you write down collecting any of the broken stuff?
I had written down the golden. Let me see. The golden
fortunately,
glaives. Unless we got rid of them.
We
at
sold
some
those.
point.
We sold those.
Right. That's gone. I'll take them off my character.
Yeah, the golden glaives, I believe, gave them to the rebellion to get some shit.
Right. Like that.
I also haven't knocked them off, actually, so... We did do that, right? I remember us dealing with them in some way. We did actually sell them, right? Did anyone else remember?
Did
I
we
believe
use
so,
all?
yeah.
Yeah, I thought we
Did we
did.
use all the cracked indigo shards as well? Yeah.
I mean, it would have only been you that used them.
Yeah, I usually note stuff down. I haven't found anything for
I think
Indigo stuff so far.
one
Yeah,
of the
I think we went with the assumption that because they were broken, there was no point collecting them.
Because I still had the.
Oh,
I
no,
can-
wait. Indigo Arcanite rings.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those we did collect. Zoma did collect those. We haven't done anything with those. I've got them written down.
Do you,
Uh,
does it say
I'm
how many
wearing
units you
mine.
have?
I have 1 unit of the golden arcanite dust, I think, but I probably might have used
Golden
that some.
Arcanite ring damaged.
And I've still got on my sheet 2 cracked indigo.
2, then. Yeah.
They have 2 just indigo rings that are functional, but if you've got 2 cracked ones down there, then yeah, go ahead and turn those into just. You can either turn them into 2 indigo rings or just 2 units of indigo arcanite.
Probably turn them into 2 units of indigo arcanite.
Yeah,
Because the arc table is able to dismantle.
I was going to say, what do the indigo rings do again?
Were they the teleport? They weren't the teleport ring, right? They were the counter spell.
The effect is, while wearing this ring, you can use your reaction to counterspell an area of effect spell that is cast within 60 feet of the ring. The energy is directed back at the caster, dealing 1d10 force damage per the level of the spell. The ring can do this twice per long rest.
Guess
I mean, it might be worth.
Guess who's the only person who could attune to one? Because they are attunement. That was the issue we had with them.
Yes,
Are
they
they?
are a very rare item. They require attunement.
Arcanite could be useful for mere point, some point.
I think the Arcanite is going to be more useful because it's a good ability, but I think we could make something more weird with it, right?
Unless you're able to infuse it one of them into my loot, so I can get the
Ooh,
so I can get counterspell.
that's a good shout.
I mean, I can
Because
hand
it's a
this in
looter.
because I got this before I got counter spells.
How much?
Such a fair point, yeah.
How much time would that taken up for me to make my weapon? Would I have enough time to look at
It's what, like fixing something? I'll say it takes like 1 work week. So yeah, you got 2 weeks downtime. I'll allow the second work week.
I was going to say, don't forget Artificer at a certain level, that time is halved.
It is. I don't know if he's that level yet, though. It might be 12.
I think it's 11.
Is it 11? Ooh.
Ooh.
I believe it is.
Where is it?
You got to check that.
It'd be in your features and traits, I believe.
Yeah, it'll be in just your abilities.
Alright, features and traits. Magic tinkering.
What's the ability called again?
Can't remember what it's called.
Is it Magic Item Adept?
Don't believe so, no. But
spell storing item?
It might be. No, it wouldn't be a Beastmaster specific. I wouldn't have thought so anyway.
What do you get at this level 11? You get...
At
level 11, you get spell storing item, is all it says on the list.
Magic.
Which is... You can store a spell finish long rest, touch on super...
If you
That's the thing that's glitchy.
magic items with
I think it'd be infuse items.
Oh, here we go. It is level 10. It's Magic Item Adept. You can craft magic items with a rarity of common or uncommon. It takes you a quarter of the normal time, and it costs you half as much the usual gold.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to specifically make new item.
But I think we previously with Tink also did that with like creating new item or merging items as well.
That's what it's under.
It might not be. It might just be not because I don't think your item is common or uncommon, is it?
No, it's very rare.
Your loot.
The loot.
Unless you loot.
The loot is uncommon.
Oh, maybe then. That'd be an on Chris bit.
Yeah, for the sake of the fact it's already like 8 o'clock, I'm gonna say you have the time to do this.
Right.
I'm not going to bother actually trying to calculate this. We'll worry about this when you're actually creating more magic items, since you're up just fixing one and also updating another. I can easily say it can be done in 2 weeks. Because I can't imagine even like a quarter of the time this would take you more than 4 weeks normally. Okay, so for the update, you want it to effectively incorporate the power of the Indigo Arcanite and the spell circuit, essentially, of the ring into Fukyu's, was it loot?
DOS loot, yes.
DOS loot. To effectively give you the ability to cast Counterspell.
Yep.
And I assume you want like proper Counterspell and not just you want the specific Counterspell in this ring, which is limited to area of effects.
Would prefer the proper one, but if it's just limited to this area effects, I'm fine with that as well.
I will give you 2 choices. You can either effectively just gain your loot just gains the ability to cast Counterspell, but it still requires a spell slot. Or you can incorporate 2 castings of Counterspell per long rest into the loot, but it's restricted to the area of effect, and you can cast those for free without.
Does it still have the backlash, that one, but the ability does?
The second one would still have the backlash, but you wouldn't be able to cast Counterspells outside of those 2, as you wouldn't be learning the spell.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not learning the spell. The Doslu has spells into it anyway, which I don't learn. It just uses a charge to cast it, essentially.
Oh, yeah. So either you can give the ability to the loot to just cast Counterspell without restriction as many times as you have charges, then, for whatever the other like level 3 charge requirement is for the spells, or you can cast it for twice without this charge requirement, but it's restricted to the area of effect thing. Those are your 2 choices. Which would you like?
They're good.
Yeah, they're both good.
The main charges you have. Personally, I'd probably just go with the unrestricted one.
Yeah.
I can't imagine you're casting that heavily, although I do need to send more spellcasters against you.
I mean, with the DOS loot, there is a restriction. Once you've used a charge for a spell, you can't use another charge to do the same spell again.
It would be essentially a counterspell person.
Yeah,
is about it though.
So it's essentially just like one counterspell from the DOS loot.
Yeah, these Interested Bards have just a bunch of one-time use per day spells.
Yeah.
It is like one unrestricted counterspell is still very good because like the last fight we were in, it would have meant we could actually get them. So it's
one unrestricted or 2 restricted. What's your choice?
I'm gonna say the unrestricted, the base counterspell.
That's what I would have done personally as well.
All right, then your loot gains the ability to do one counterspell.
Cool, thank you.
Hell yeah.
What was you gonna say there, Bob?
It doesn't matter.
All right.
I thought it was a counterspell against area of effect.
That was the other version.
You said counter.
Yeah, we're getting.
You said actual counterspell, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, with the area effects one, it would like redirect it back to the caster, but we don't come across. It would have been like with the last guy. It would, because there are certain ones that he was casting that was like single target or like dimension door or something like that. Counterspell would have been useful against those.
Yeah. We weirdly enough haven't had much problem with area of effect damage.
No.
We will get like annihilated by single target things and utility spells a lot more.
But yes, that consumes one of the rings, so go ahead and mark off one of the cracked rings. But that still leaves you with the other one that you can just gain the unit out of, or just leave it as an item for now, and you can always dismantle it later for its raw materials. But with that, Zormir, you do the fixing of your own gun and you do the repair. Is there anything else you would like to do? Anyone you'd like to discuss or talk to, or any other roleplay and elements?
He still needs to meet that other guy, but is Neil still got to do his?
Neil
the walrus dude that we met in Zoe's shop.
He wasn't a walrus, was he?
Sorry, I had had stepped away for a bit as well to go get the door for food.
That's all right. We can come back to you if you want to go talk to the herbalist afterwards then.
Yeah.
As that will
That's-
probably be a bit more of a scene.
Yeah. I feel like he would still want to go talk to him if find
No, that's right.
materials.
In that case, we'll head to Lou. Lou, what would you like to do for your downtime?
And as I said in chat, I would try to gain more followers.
Oh yeah.
That's fair. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check as you go out and recruit some unsavory characters.
Or savory characters that are going to become unsavory characters.
18.
18!
18, you find a couple new willing recruits that you're able to
Are any of
bring
them
to your way of thinking.
Are any of them the previous cultists that we just kind of unleashed on the town?
Who knows? Who knows?
Who doesn't remember faces?
But Lou, as you're checking up on your project that you've managed to get started in one of, I'm gonna say it's back in the underground caves because it makes the most sense as to where people hide secret projects. One of your cultists, one of the senior members that you've appointed to look over the project in your absence, informs you of something rather disconcerting. He mentions that there's been shadowy figures searching nearby areas to where you've hidden your construction. Figures in dark cloaks that seem to be unstably wobbly in their movements. What would you like to do about this? It seems that they're searching the area, and it's possible they might be searching the area for your teleportation circle, or at least checking out. How would you like to either set up defenses against these individuals or kind of lead them away?
I forgot he was making a teleportation.
Well, with the teleportation circle, I was doing it the legal way.
Did you ever get? I don't think you ever got a license for that the legal way.
That's also what I was going to be doing.
Oh, that's fair. Then you're planning it out. You've not started building it yet because you don't have the necessary resources to buy the license. I'm pretty sure it cost you a rebellion.
I was going to inquire about how that coming along.
Okay, so you're actually
rather than trying to do some sneaky one and
I was literally going.
not get caught.
Honestly, are you making a fucking? Are you making a freaking teleportation circle where we unleash the basilisk and things?
Like, no.
Oh,
Not doing that.
So
Keeping it legal.
That'd been so great.
Okay. Then your search for that information actually comes to fruition. You manage to find rumor that because the people you ask have never thought to check how the hell to get a teleportation license, so it's surprisingly not something a lot of people inquire about around here. But eventually, you find an old man in the back of the pub who seems to have this knowledge for some reason.
Is he the same guy that tried to teach me Draconic?
He's a jack of all trades.
And he informs you that the only way to gain a license is through the higher level bureaucracy of the Dark Feathers. That you need to get a special license from the Dark Feathers themselves in order to be able to construct that, as well as follow a couple strict regulations as required. And that you're best off going to the nest and going to the main headquarters building to inquire more information and also to get the forms.
I'd be going to see them and try to get the forms.
That's great. You can do this once you get your travel license at the end of the downtime and actually go to the nest.
Yep.
Was there anything else you wanted to do? You've managed to research that piece of information and successfully get that piece of information. Anyone you want to talk to or chat to before we come to the end of the downtime segment?
That was all really just those couple of things.
Okay, then you're successful. With that, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break because I desperately need more water. And we'll be back for the 2 scenes involving Fabio and the herbalist whose name I've forgotten.
I remember.
Yeah,
It was
see you in
that
5.
guy. Oh, it would have been so great, Lou, if you were just illegally making a teleportation circle in the caves underneath. Not gonna lie, that'd be amazing.
Initially, I was going to make my own, but
Yeah.
then Chris was saying, like, yeah, that's illegal.
How illegal is that?
If you-
That's about as
it was
illegal as you can
very-
physically make it. That is probably a step above murder in this place.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I wasn't even thinking of the underworld originally, just anywhere.
Yeah. It would be cool to do it in the
But when
underworld,
Chris
but
explained, it's like,
how
you
illegal
can
it
do
is.
that,
It's
but if you
real.
get caught, like, okay, I'll do it the legal way then.
Not gonna lie, that might be the level of court that we might actually have to, like, reprimand you ourselves, kind of bit. We might have to have some words with that one. It's like, you
Like,
know
I
how
ain't
this
getting
is-
out of jail for that. It'd probably be execution.
Yeah, that's what I was about to go. It's like, I don't think we can talk our way out of this one, mates. We kind of want to be in here at the moment. Can you do us a favour and
If
not?
I have the point as my lawyer, maybe.
Hey, Point, you think you can get him out of that?
I could distract them while he ran away.
Yeah, we could.
I was thinking you could put on a good performance.
I mean,
Yeah,
if you make a teleportation circle, you have a way out.
Yeah, you quickly leave and we get another character into the campaign.
I would
On
have
the
one.
run.
I would have one end.
Yeah, we'd help you out to escape. But
Yeah,
that's
distract them
about
for 10 minutes.
We got you for 10 minutes, buddy. We break. I punch a hole in the wall of your jail cell so you crawl out of it. Level shit.
Yeah, I'm a medium creature.
No, you'd get the same mysterious gone into the ethos as TR's first character.
Yeah. Was it Sven? Was that his name? I can't remember his name.
Steve.
Steve! I could not remember his name for some reason. I remember his actual name is Doug. I remember that more than what his character was called. I remember his secret name was Doug. I remember that way more than I remember what his actual name.
Oh, Steve will be back.
Oh, he
And
will.
let's go from the
We're
point
gonna
to, I'm not sure.
We're gonna rescue him.
I'm not sure if the point even knows who Steve is.
No, he did. It was one of the
Yeah.
people who travelled with us. Like, you were from the other world. You're from the same world as us,
Yeah.
remember? Gwent's never met Steve.
No.
Steve was looking
is a
for a new
mystery.
god.
Yeah.
Steve was looking for a new god, a new cause.
Ah! Stop it! Whoever's got that, stop it!
Neil.
Neil, your mic's broken. Turn it off. Mute it.
What's it doing? Like,
Crackling. It
Feedback,
really hurts my ears.
static, and yeah.
It's feedbacking people speaking.
Yeah, it's doing like a staticky sort of kind of noise.
You know, like post-apocalyptic television. Or radio more than television. Yeah.
A lot worse.
I was thinking like the radio. It's about on par with like post-apocalyptic radio rather than TV, because TV is always the beep
Hmm
one, but the radio always has the crackliness.
just
Yeah,
basic white
static.
noise.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is going to be entertaining. Also, I think for Gwent's shield, I've just thought of an idea we could have for the shield. That Gwent
I didn't know
wants.
what shields. Well, I could guess one was a shield of gleaming, but I didn't know what the other one was.
It's the one that literally can have different faces on it. I'm assuming. I think Point was. I can't remember the actual name of it, but Point was right with it's the emoji shield.
Yeah, it's called the shield of expressions.
That's the one.
But
Yeah.
it's an emoji shield. You can just change what the emoji on the front is.
Yeah, Lou, something's up with your mic, man.
Yeah.
I have returned.
Yeah, whatever you're doing to try and edit the mic, don't.
Nothing yet.
Alrighty then, are we all back?
I think
Yeah.
so. But yeah,
At least
Yep.
so.
we can try and make you a shield, Gwent, with like a custom one. Might be fun. If we can get the right items together.
Well, we've got two different types of metals.
And we've got a lot of random Arcanite.
We've got the alloy.
I don't think that's useful for a shield. I don't think a shield that disappears when you put heat on it is useful.
Yeah, but that's a lot of heat.
Yeah, I don't think that's helpful though. We have dark
A shield
iron.
of heat weakness.
Yeah, the shield of it's bad when things get hot. We do have dark iron though.
Dark iron?
The very, very fireproof metal that Alvina's got like shit tons of that she stole from Michael.
Okay.
Alvina's got a lot of dark iron. It's the other thing that your weird special metal is the alloy of.
It's not dark iron. It's
I know the dark iron's a metal in Geddon, but it's something like it. I just can't remember the name. Obsidian iron. That was it.
Oh, there you go, obsidian iron.
Alvina's got
I
about
thought obsidian iron was the one that disappeared as
No.
heat was applied.
no. That's I named it. Shit. Something alloy.
Oh, it's the glass.
Emberlock.
No, it's
Oh, the glass there.
obsidian glass
Yeah, I don't remember
that
what that is.
melts away.
Yeah, I don't remember what that is. We didn't steal
Right,
it.
ignore that. That was me just testing to make sure
It works.
I made the item properly. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we don't have any of the glass stuff unless you stole some, Zomir.
No.
Obsidian
got-
iron's the like black metal that's stronger than steel and very fireproof. I believe is more or less the idea we've got for it. And then you mix obsidian iron with that weird ice stuff, and it makes Emberlock.
Emperor.
Yeah.
Right. I got distracted. Really need to do descriptions of these people more. All right. So as we come to the end of the downtime, I believe we have 2 scenes still in the queue that we want to do. Where we want to do first, the Herbalist or Fabio?
I kind of want to see get Fabio first.
I would say Fabio last.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think
Sounds
that's
good.
going to be more funnier.
It will be fun, yeah. I have a cat. Hello.
Did the Herbalist ever actually introduce himself?
Oh, he did. He wouldn't stop introducing himself, actually, to Zomir.
I can't remember it
I
right
can't
now,
remember his
but
name, but he very much was the kind of old man who wouldn't stop talking kind of vibe. He definitely...
A bit like Jam, I believe it was. You described it.
Yeah, because he was a Furbolg. I remember he was a Furbolg. I don't remember anything else who wouldn't shut up and is Furbolg. Is about all I've got.
He's been there quite a while. I can't remember who we said he was modelled on, but Stephen Fry character.
Oh, here we go. Herbalist, Herbolg Herbalist, found him. His name is Wheat Flour.
it was about Hierophant Green from. He gave me the impression of Hierophant Green from what's the show again?
I have no idea.
No
Adventure
idea. No.
Time, maybe?
It's the one where Dream, the Sandman.
Sandman.
Sandman. That's it.
Nope, no idea.
Probably not seen the show. It's on Netflix.
I've seen the show, but I'm still
You don't
blanking
know
on
the
who
person.
you're
Stephen
thinking of.
Fry's character.
You could have just... Oh, it's Stephen Fry. Let's just go with it, Stephen Fry.
Yeah,
I don't remember Stephen Fry being in it.
yeah. He's basically the sort of old dude in the hotel.
He's the detective.
Yeah.
Or the Sherlockian English gent.
That's the impression I got of him.
Oh.
I
Herbalist.
honestly got overly like talkative stoner. If so, I got honestly, so fair enough.
Well, you're not a herbalist.
Exactly.
That's just how I sort of see the guy is.
Okay.
He'll chat to your ear off about the subject he's
Anything
got
and everything.
most on his mind at that moment.
But yes, Zormir, as you make your way across the dock town to the herbalist hut, you give a knock at the door, and the door is open for his residence of business. and you come into this very quaint, lovely, perfumed room filled wall to wall with plants of all kinds of exotic nature, as well as racks of various potions, and a wall completely covered in common healing potions as well.
Ooh.
Which one was the greenhouse again?
It is the one with the little green rim around the door with a bunch of potions outside and flowers. There you go.
I'd
You got all the
also like,
herbalist stuff.
I'd also like to say that Z-Bot Recovery's snuck along behind him as well.
Somebody's bringing his second character along.
No, just because he's got herbalism and that, and
Oh,
also
you think you
as
can
an
cure him?
he's got the actual proficiencies in actually making potions. He's got alchemy supply.
Isn't he an NPC now? Doesn't he like have a different abilities?
Yeah.
To be
don't
fair,
know.
he only has like NPC abilities during combat because
Ah.
I can't be bothered doing a full stat block for NPCs during combat because leave me alone.
Fair enough.
Plus, you guys already take plenty of time with your character. You ain't getting a full second character to play. God, these combats already take too long per round.
I try my best.
You all do. But in order to give everyone an equal share, I think it's only fair you only get one character.
Alright. That was just for a
But yeah,
character
he can
who
come
was
along
only-
during roleplay stuff and have his full abilities for roleplay sake, especially if it's just literally you two.
just to give advice on herbs to pick up.
Yeah, it's like the main concern is only ever like if one character is using two characters to outshine another character when another actual playable player could do that instead. So if it's just literally this is Zormir's scene, Zormir can have all his fucking characters here if he wants. It's so long as it's Zormir doing Zormir stuff for Zormir's scene.
This is Zormir talking to Zormir.
Oh, sorry.
We got
As long as it's Bob doing Bob stuff for Bob's scene, that's fine. Bob just can't have two characters for party scenes where it might infringe
Yeah.
upon the other players.
Yeah.
So yeah, you and Zbot in tow arrive at the herbalist store. You enter, you come to the scene, and you find Wheatflower actively tending to a plant in the corner of the room. A little bell above the door chimes out at your entry, and in a swirl of motion with a large smile, Wheatflower looks towards you, and the smile only grows bigger upon seeing who it is. Zormir and Zbot, what would you like to do?
Roll initiative.
Hello again. I came.
Totally happy. Hello.
I came to take up an offer to come see your store, and
T, I believe, who was also offer.
You were going to have dinner.
I want you all to know that in my character notes, it literally just says "too friendly" as their like main tag.
That seems about right.
I brought along a companion who seems to know a bit about. How the hell did you learn about herbs and that? I don't know. These things. Like these
Wonderful!
gloves.
More company for tea! Always welcome, always welcome!
I don't think my companion can consume tea.
Nonsense! I've got some oil tea right here!
I was about to say it's a mushroom. I'm pretty sure the mushroom half will have it, if nothing else.
Yeah.
I have tea for every species.
That's concerning more than anything else.
Interesting. Well, what do you what kind of tea would you suggest as a more relaxing kind of tea for journeys? Because I feel like I need
Yeah, the
Maybe,
remind brains.
something to
Oh,
drink
you
and
want to
relax.
Nah, it doesn't quite sound. Hello, you want... How the hell is this NPC sounding?
Old English gentleman who is not going to shut up.
You want a tea to help relax you. Ah, yes, Wheatflower more than happy to help you. That you actually want a bit of chamomile with a hint of spearmint in it. Yes, let me get you up a blend and like have a try of it. Oh, give me a second. But tell me about your day. Tell me about your day. How's it been? God, I got water before this one.
I'm about to say you got good thing you got that water. Also, I love that I was thinking it's gonna offer chamomile, isn't he?
Well, it's been a very interesting while. I almost died.
You did die.
Oh yes, tell me all about it. Tell me all about it.
Well, I won't bore you with. I don't want to speak too much on the details of.
Oh
what
nonsense!
me.
I want to hear
Essentially
everything.
suicide.
Well, some creature that we were sent to try and deal with, copied me and pummeled me into the ground.
Oh, they did not.
Yes, I don't like the fact that it copied my
Sorry to
skills.
interrupt, but would you like a hint of cinnamon in that?
Yes, why not?
Ah, perfect. Creature of refined taste, I see.
You fine taste. This guy's got terrible taste.
There's nothing wrong with cinnamon.
There's plenty wrong with cinnamon. Largely that it's
Oh.
cinnamon.
I like cinnamon.
In chamomile tea.
I like cinnamon.
Is very nice mixed in with rabbit. So that's the only time I've found a use for it.
I mean, I'm against cinnamon, but mainly because I'm allergic to it.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
That's
Very good
fair.
reason to be against it.
Yeah.
I like cinnamon whiskey.
You hear pots and clanks and a little steaming whistle as he puts the pot on the heating rock.
I suppose we're also trying to figure out what of these rebellion people we should align with. Have you any?
Do you have choices?
Yes, we've been told about a few of the different people, but
Oh, you mean
have
the
you any?
factions? Yes.
Yes. Have you any knowledge of the factions? I mean, would be handy to hear from someone who stays round here.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. What particularly did you have in mind? If you get me starting on talking on just details in general, we'll be here all day, maybe all week.
Any that you particularly think are a little less trustworthy, or the ones that you find a bit more trustworthy? I mean, I'm trying to build alliances here. I need to know who seems
If your mic
a bit of a bad
from
egg.
your mouth.
That's Neil.
I know that's why I said Neil, move your mic away from your mouth. Your breathing is lovely, but I do not. It's
This
it's
is not
over.
an ASMR stream.
Like, that's Alterra After Dark.
Oh god.
Alterra After Dark, which is why Bob's channel is no longer the host anymore because he got banned. That's a joke completely.
This way
just
you
for
are, but it's
reference.
pretty after dark already.
Yep.
Oh yes, but well, let's just say no good souls have ever come out of the ink huts. If you ask my opinion.
I wasn't too sure if I wanted to involve too much with Inkart anyway. I mean, I'm more interested in being involved with some of the people who help the wider populace.
Oh, then well, I mean, from the word on the street is that the Dark Feathers are too bureaucratic, more focused on running a society than actually doing anything to massively destabilize the population.
Destabilize the population. Wrong term, I think.
Establish.
To push for any grand changes, then, is the better terminology. The Gold Hearts are always fighting the good fight, but unfortunately, they're a little bit too heavily on the brawn, and brawn doesn't really help run a society.
We have enough brawn in our squad of people here.
Flashbacks to Alvina bench pressing the fridge.
The network, at that point, they hand you over two cups of steaming tea.
Thank you. Which one is the one for?
Oh, that's one. This one has an oil base rather than a water base.
Ooh, I'll drink that. And
Oil-based.
Z-Bot just goes off in a corner and perusing the shelves whilst he's drinking the tea.
An oil-based tea is one of the weirdest concepts I've ever heard, but I'd try it.
It
I
works
mean,
for
you say that,
for
but
a
you
while.
know, non-dairy creamer, that's oil-based.
That's what I was meaning. Like, it's weird, but I'd try it.
Oh, the network unions do a good job of making sure that each district is prosperous, but a lot of infighting between them and the feathers. Each one's only focused on how they can benefit their own district, which, to be fair, is what you want from a district leader.
Oh, and whilst on the subject of goods and things, I have been set a task by one of the further up colonies to establish trade routes for exotic goods. I mean, for I think more of the cooking variety. I think they were looking.
Oh, you're looking for a trade license, and yes, the network union is where you'd want to go. To be fair, Grenzelli tends to be quite admirable when it comes to granting licenses, assuming you've not gotten on her bad side, that is.
I don't know.
Only some of us
would
have
you
gotten
know
on a
of-
bad side.
I mentioned the name of, was it Norman or?
Norman
Yeah.
Oh,
Kent.
Norman Kent, yes, her lead clerical staff. Yes, he runs all the paperwork.
I
But
don't
don't
think
get
he
on that one's bad side, otherwise your paperwork will be jammed up for months.
I think that's probably the case
The-
already.
Big peruser of tea. Oh no, heaven! You haven't had a run-in with Norman, are you? He's such a sweetheart.
I don't
what-
think he
what
likes
happened?
us. I just think we.
Alvina irritates him and scares him. Lou actively threatens him with Alvina.
Oh, yes, he does
We've
have
rubbed him
rather
the
a.
wrong
Luke was
way.
motivating them.
Well, let's just say I don't think you'd ever be suited out for the goat hearts. Oh, bless him. But he's quite a rather gentle fellow. Such a shame you've not gotten a liking to him.
I-
He has excellent taste in tea.
And maybe with some of your help, we could smooth things over with them. Maybe make a
Oh,
fresh start.
heavens forbid, I wouldn't want to impose.
Zorme has an intervention with Norman.
I mean, I could work with him as my other
To be fair,
profession
my
is therapist.
advice is that Norman is quite the sensible fellow. His main priority is making sure Grincelli is properly happy. In order to gain his favor, all you have to make sure is, one, you don't cause any disturbances to the running of the port docks. No, that would upset the Union far too much. And well, get him a rare and exotic tea spot blend if you want to earn his favor. The man has an unconscious bias to people who gift him tea. I don't think he's quite aware of it, but let's just say I've never had a problem with paperwork while staying here.
Well, Zorme's
Have you
figured out
got-
how to get our paperwork sorted out quickly, bribe the
Yep.
bureaucrat with tea, and keep
Have
him
you
away
got
from
the
Lou and
exotic
Alvina.
Any specialty tea that I could maybe buy then? That might help
Ooh.
smooth some more of our bumpy road that we've had with them over a bit.
I have a feeling he likes high caffeine tea. I don't know why. I just have that kind of vibe from him.
I
Let's be
From
safe.
Norman or from this guy?
Norman. I think Norman wants high caffeine tea, like very high caffeine content.
Yes, there is one tea he's always asking over. Unfortunately, we can never get any in stock. It's too difficult to grow in the grove, in the nest grove.
Please say it's not enough sunlight is the reason, in which case Gwenton's just solved another
That's
one
what
of
I
our
was
problems.
No, that's not that. That's that Zormir parrots the meta commentary
Yeah.
of the players. No, unfortunately, it's just rather quite a delicate flower. Well, I say flower, it's actually a sapling. I don't think I've ever actually seen a full tree of it. No, it's well, it requires an abundance of micro prismatic ice in the soil. But it's a small sapling by the name of coldwood. Makes for quite a refined infusion blend.
Coldwood, cool.
Next question is, do you know where to get that?
Where there's prismatic ice, so I'd imagine it's actually the water place isn't icy, is it?
Hmm.
I don't know. Somewhere cold.
Well,
Somewhere cold.
I'll have to look into that. I mean, it might be a bit easier with the airship.
Oh, well, if you're looking to get some, and maybe bring back your favorite herbalist some additional, and if you happen to be out south, it's apparently a rare one that grows in the ice caverns of Bluebell Shore. Here, you've got a map. I'll mark it on your map.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie. The fact you just went ice caverns of Bluebell Shore, it making me think of the ice cream place that goes to LARP, which is called Bluebells.
Yes, I'm quite good with maps. So,
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Oh, yes, here you go. Yes, down here in the bottom south. This is Bluebell Shore.
Hey guys, we're going on a quest for ice cream and tea.
There's actually a settlement down there that's currently populated by the Ice Maidens.
Okay.
They're
Is
not
it-
unreasonable. They're a neutral faction.
I have a question then.
Yes.
Is there anything that you particularly sell here that they would find difficult down there?
Oh, that we sell here.
Yes. Since I'm trying to establish exotic goods trading, it might be handy to know what elements are grown in places that aren't grown in other places. Like you're saying, this cold wood is down there. But I'm
Well,
guessing they'll find some things very hard to get down there that there might be more abundance here.
I could give you a couple of things, but mostly just the common variety. Mind's Expanse. In Mind's Expanse is where actually, there's two quests in Mind's Expanse, technically.
Oh,
Wait,
okay.
it's one where Mr. Kraken is, and where I believe there's something relating to the Oni quest in there.
Okay.
Can't remember what exactly. I'll need to double check what the plot hook there was.
If it's still doing the Oni, it was probably like somewhere like we found the voice from the mirror came from or something.
Yeah,
like that.
is that where we trace the mirror controlling the
It'd be
princess?
something like that. It makes sense, right?
Oh yes, they were an agent working for Mr. Kraken.
Yeah, that'll be
As well as it's where the smoke genie has taken or was presumably going back to his employer, who is Mr. Kraken, with the other piece of Ignis's crown.
Yeah,
or Imix's crown.
Yeah, that was the big one. So we are going there. Sorry, Gwen. I think we said we'd leave you somewhere, so we can do that.
Yep.
Who knows? I'll leave it up to
You can look after the animals while we're away.
TR if they want me to throw a plot hook worthy enough to get them in there, if they want to play a side character temporarily, which I'm fine with.
Both are cool.
But you'd be better off talking to the Glow Grove over in the nest if you wanted to confirm what their inventory was. Most of their focus tends to be on mass growing things with high nutritional and calorie counts. Because it's kind of one of the major problems of rebellion is feeding everyone.
Yes. An army marches on its stomach.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, exactly. So full of wisdom you are. So full of wisdom. So I would speak to them if you're looking to confirm. I get small shipments of a variety of things in. Always looking for additional abundance ingredients for healing potions, but I don't think they'd want to trade those out. Generally, they're a restricted supply. Otherwise, mostly, I don't think there's anything that would be incredibly rare. I don't think there'd be anything that the Ice Maidens in particular would want. Presumably any fire-based plants, but I actually don't know that much about the Ice Maidens' culture or what they would value. You'd have to go ask them to see what it is they would value. But otherwise, yes.
I will definitely bring back some gold wood for you, and hopefully
That'd be lovely. Such a good infusion.
hopefully bring some back for them to grow in the greenhouse as well. Maybe might be a bit more
Well,
tricky.
it's not a problem of growing it. It's a problem of temperature. You see, it requires such a specialist temperature, and unfortunately, it would be too luxury a good to expend the resources. It's not they can't grow it. It's that it isn't a priority to grow. Not when they could be spending the resources and space on, food. But alas, that's what you do when you live in a restricted space. You have to
Well, at least-
prioritize the good of the many over the small luxuries.
Well, at least bring some back for yourself. And
Yes, if you could set up an occasional trade route where if you could grab some from down there. The problem is it'd be far too risky for rebellion ships to travel along, but I'm sure hardy adventurers like yourself would find a way.
I'm sure we will.
We're probably heading that way. We're heading that way anyway. So...
Do try not to get blown out of the sky by Iron Core or Empire ships.
Iron Core, we'll go away for Iron Core at least.
Oh,
The
she
Empire
doesn't
ships
know.
are
He
good.
doesn't know that.
No.
They don't know that. I don't know what the hell they are. They're a Furbolg now.
They
They're
were
already a Furbolg.
they are from
they're
now.
gen-
What were they previously?
They're gender neutral now.
They were a Wookiee.
Hopefully some of that will smooth out of problems with liaison Norman as well. Maybe sort out some more paperwork a bit faster. But I may send some people of our crew who want to buy some potions from here as well. I might be back to buy some myself. We need to check our funding and how much we have still
Oh, no,
kicking around.
absolutely. You're always welcome. I'm always happy to receive custom.
How much for the
Potions.
are we
Whatever
looking at for the potions?
Whatever
We
your
can give-
standard pricing is, I think it's like 50 gold.
I think that's most of the things that my conversations would tail off just to just general chit chat now.
You glean some additional information, not only about Norman, but also a rare luxury item that you could use to gain additional money if you go down to Coldwood saplings. You also are aware of another quest in Bluebell Shore, particularly with getting prismatic ice, which is actually native to Bluebell Shore. That's why you can find the saplings there. Prismatic ice is a special kind of metal that is used for creating cold infused magic items or equipment, such as ice resistant lockpicks. It's kind of the counterpart to obsidian iron.
And Emberlock armor.
And creating Emberlock armor.
Because that's what we found out was the other thing that makes it work. This is how you make power armor.
Oh god, let's hope that doesn't cause any requirement for the Giants to invade Bluebell Shore.
Hey, if the Giants invade Bluebell Shore, we've already gotten in with the Giants, so it's not the worst thing that could possibly happen.
Start a trade route with them.
We celebrate with the Giants instead of the Frost Maidens.
Get the Frost
Honestly,
Maidens.
You aren't supposed to be on the side of the,
Invaders.
of the invading army here. This generally isn't how
Then we
adventuring
have a
heroes
goblin
work.
that has a giant killing short sword.
Hey, honestly, I'm on the side of both sides because I like both so far. I've not met the Frost Maidens yet, but I
that's
have
a
a
point.
fit. I know Ice Maidens from other things and really hope they've got a Russian accent because of Kislev in Warhammer. He has Ice Maidens and they speak with a slightly Russian accent, which is awesome. So
Anyway, scene for
Fabulous.
As we go over to Gwent having finished the casting of the Hallow spell, There is now a permanent skylight inside the greenhouse. It's currently late at night, and Fabio has kind of closed the place down early for this casting. Currently it is just Fabio and Gwent in this this light-filled room.
It's midday sun.
This midday sun inside this enclosed greenhouse. Plants swirl and reach for the skylight all around you. What would you like to do, Gwent?
Well, it's a 24-hour casting, so not a lot.
He's
Very,
for the day.
very tired. Just like gonna just like lay down on the floor for a bit and just like
Fabio,
done.
hold me.
Big fingers.
Fabio comes over, kind of peers down at you. Let me grab my description of Fabio again for the audience to remember.
Not gonna lie, it is literally Fabio. That mental image you have, it's him.
As Gavin Fabio, the 50-year-old male human forester of long curled blonde hair and golden eyes and rugged black skin, tall and lean with a square face and the missing right arm, looks down at you.
Told you.
Gwent, realizing that they're now face to face with Abs, decides to stand back up, just blushing.
How can I ever say thank you? You have done a fantastic job here.
I wouldn't say no to a drink. Do you know a bar?
Yeah, kind of looks at you, and there's a glimmer in his eyes. This newly created skylight reflecting off his irises. I may have something a little bit better than that. Gwent, wasn't may I call you Gwent? I feel like we are friends now.
Gwen just blushes. You can call me whatever you like.
Yeah, I was thinking that was going to be the line.
Just please. Yes, good. Yes, thank you.
What can I call you? What should I call you? Anytime.
This has been a lifelong dream of mine ever since I came to Shadow Cove. And I cannot tell you how much it means to me to finally give my beautiful green babies the light they deserve. To not be too corny, Gwent, you have literally brought light into my life.
Gwen, desperately try not to say, I will be one of your green babies.
Oh, God. This is when Gwen tries to figure out how to change his race to plant. Just to get more of an in.
Yeah, like, I am happy to help. Happy to help. Can you show plants? Show plants me. Oh God, me plants. Abs.
Oh, no point. Why?
Fabio gives a smile towards you. You have such a wave of words. I would like to show you something, Gwent.
Now it fades to black.
Gwen,
Got it.
jaw drops.
Bam!
Boom.
It is something incredibly precious to me.
Jaw
Something
goes further.
I have never shown anyone else since arriving here.
I'm not gonna lie, I think Gwent's jaw might be in the center of the earth right now.
Knees start to knock way too hard.
That's a lot of knees. That's a lot of knees.
Fabio moves closer to you. Gwent,
Oh God,
can I trust you?
please.
Then could you move to the side, out of the center of the mural?
Gonna be shuffling real baby horse style, like legs not working entirely properly. It's like, da-da-da-da-da.
I've just found
Fabio stands watching you patiently
Oh,
as you very
bow-legged.
slowly move out of the way. After you're no longer on the mural in the center of the kind of entrance chamber that leads into the rest of the squarish greenhouse. Colors, man. Fabio seems to do almost this very subtle yet kind of stretching dance motions. Kind of similar to like capoeira, but a little bit slower, kind of working through the forms as he seems to dance in a circle around the mural.
You're like, sexy Tai Chi, is this what's happening now?
Kinda.
Is there a pole in the greenhouse?
There is not.
Oh,
He does not seem to be directing his eyes towards you. They are closed as he seems to be concentrating, almost feeling the flow of the dance.
that's almost worse.
The worst part is as well, this is a greenhouse. This is like a giant walking greenhouse. There is definitely a lot of humidity in here, so you know what's happening.
His
Just one
opened
sweaty horse.
long what do you even call it? Long open shirt. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's supposed to be
honestly,
slightly longer than a shirt, but I'm gonna go with shirt right now.
it's a shirt. It's like you know the shirt. It's that shirt.
Flows behind him in his movements. The light beating down and glimmering of small beads of sweat along his chest.
Could be a doublet. Just realized.
Yeah, like I'm thinking more of like a Middle Eastern kind of styling because of how humid it is in here.
Oh, that kind of thing, like almost a kimono. Almost a kimono. What's the other version of a kimono called?
Yeah, but like open at the front.
Yeah.
As he comes to an end.
Yukata.
Is that what it's called?
That's the other version of a kimono, which is you could definitely style it in that kind of way.
But as he comes to an end of his dance, there's a silence for just a moment before the ground begins to grumble, and suddenly cracks appear along the outer edge of the mural as it begins to, well, it drops half a centimeter, or it drops a centimeter, and begins to open like the petals of a flower.
I mean, I've just posted what I have in my head.
Yeah. That's Yukata.
But as the mural opens like a flower, Fabio gestures for you to come closer so you can look between the petals. Come, Gwent, come see my most precious possession.
I stand way too close and side-eye the abs.
While taking a momentary, just a second momentary break from staring at the abs, you glance down at a set of stairs beyond the petals, leading down into a small alcove room beneath the greenhouse. Inside, you can see several small sunlight orbs radiating down onto a pedestal in the center of the room. The light blinding, hard to make out what's actually on the pedestal as Fabio begins walking forward, glances back over his shoulder at you, smiles at you, and gestures with his one hand to follow. He begins walking down the steps into the hidden room.
Oh god, it's a sex room. And I start walking down the stairs. This is going well.
It's going better than you ever expected.
As you reach the bottom of the steps into the alcove hidden room, you're able to now see what is on the podium. A single flower. It is what appears to be almost like a sunflower, but with petals in the shapes of hearts. There is a radiant glow to it, and you feel emanating from it just a warm essence of love. It is, quite frankly, beautiful. As Fabio stares at the flower, you can see almost a parental smile come over his lips. Gwent, I would like to introduce you to my most prized of children. As he kind of takes his good hands and rests it gently on your back and ushers you forward towards the plant. Do you accept his subtle pushing on your back?
Can I ask a question? This plant has like it's got the full heart-shaped leaves. Does it also have like any little leaves on the side?
Little leaves on the side. What do you mean?
Yeah, just like is it like your classic like rose bulb at the top and a couple of leaves down the stem?
I was imagining the heart-shaped herb from Marvel.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. You know, the Black Panther one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In any case, yes, I'm walking forward and I'm going to take one of the leaves and shake it like it's a hand. Like, hello. I don't know
Fabio
plants.
laughs in his deep voice. Gwent, I want you to meet Medici's love. It is one of my most rarest possessions, incredible to find, and holds sentimental value to myself, but that's a story for another time. The legend
It's going to
says
be another time. Good.
that Medici's love has the ability to truly revive one's love. Without cost, without requirement. All you must do is infuse it into one liquid, and whoever's lips touch the liquid, no matter their state, no matter their cause of death, they will come back to life. They will be truly resurrected.
Regardless on state, like no matter how long it's been.
No matter how long it's been. Well, I mean, I think technically the legend says so long as it's not more than 200 years, but I don't think that would ever become relevant. Semantics.
Is it a whole flower thing or like a little petal thing?
No, unfortunately, it would consume the flower. Oh, I say, and it has to be a full adult flower. Unfortunately, Medici's love here is too young to have its full potential, but in a couple more years, it will be fully flourished and have its full capabilities. Isn't it beautiful, Gwent? Can you imagine what good this would do?
Gwent is only thinking of one person up and down. Like, yes, the good it can do in a few years. Yes.
My hope is that one day I'll be able to grow many more of these to help the rebellion. It might take decades, but one day we truly could save everyone. Can you imagine if we had hundreds of these?
He's a
How many
human,
we
right?
could save?
Yeah.
Say what's that again?
He's a human, yeah?
He is, yes.
Okay. 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 Okay, I understand.
Unfortunately,
Just
that will
nodding
require
and staring at it.
us not to use this one in its lifetime. Unfortunately, Medici's love doesn't sprout seeds until much later. But one day. Come, Gwent, let us return back to the greenhouse. No one must ever know it's here. You understand? There are those who would wish to use its potential for its own. But for the greater good, we must not consume this plant until it is ready to bear seeds. No matter how many decades that might take.
Just staring at it. Like, I agree. It needs to be kept.
But still, there are some benefits to its current. If you soak it in water and drain the water, it actually creates holy water. As he takes like a small little like wine bottle from like underneath it, where like the runoff water has been dripping into. And every couple of weeks, I get a good bottle of the stuff. Would you want some?
Yes.
Sure,
let
that sounds
let us
lovely.
return-
I just
Let's just turn to the
concentrate and
greenhouse
staring at it.
and pour you a cup. It will help ease your aches.
Junior is so screwed.
I've lost the voice of this character. I don't know. But Fabio returns you to the top, and recloses the secret compartment containing Medici's love, the flower capable of true resurrection. And it begins pouring you a glass of holy water that is quite sparkling and rejuvenating. Rejuvenating.
Sparkling.
Gwen, is there anything you would like to do?
Gwen is going to just drink the holy water. Mind is far, far away in the past, just thinking true resurrection for somebody.
That's curious.
And with that,
Even if it waits decades, true resurrection.
I mean, decades to like get seeds for the plant to start growing more, which will also then take decades to grow, or a year or two until it's ready. Who knows? Let's hope it gets to that point.
Yeah, but I say I'm not at all looking up Centaur's lifespan to see if Gwent's willing to wait for whatever this plan is or not.
I think it's a couple of 100 years.
Hey, Alvin,
So
are
it
we
should be
alive?
okay.
Then it's
We might-
human. It's human age apparently here at Centaurs.
Really?
Apparently.
No.
Apparently they are. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I am shocked by that.
Same here, honestly. I thought they'd be longer, but apparently they're the same as humans.
The funny thing is, I'm looking at the spell list for my second character. He might actually be a good person to leave at this greenhouse.
Centaurs rarely live past their late 50s. Shit.
Oh,
okay.
God. I thought I didn't realize that much.
Oh, no.
Gwent, you've got like a year left.
Olivia.
Gwent, you've got like a year left.
Oh, who knew Gwen was quite an old man?
Apparently.
We're just gonna ignore that part and assume they lived to like 80.
They lived a normal human lifespan, right?
Yep. Nobody read any further into the paragraph.
Gwent, who's
To be fair,
95.
It's fine. Worst case scenario. I mean, Gwen might die in the campaign anyway. We'll worry
Yeah.
about it later. The campaign's not gonna last more than
Actually,
a couple of years.
That's the reason. Centaurs don't die of old age. They just have a really, really high mortality rate, about 50 years old for some reason. Like, they just go off on adventures at that age. They're like hobbits.
No, it's not. They break a leg and somebody shoots them.
No, it's fine. It's fine. That's
All
why he
right,
became
I'm
the.
fine. I'm cool. It's cool. It's cool. Don't worry about it.
All right, with
I can wear a
that,
brace.
with that reveal of the potential true resurrection, if you're able to get a plan and wait like a year or two, or find some sort of way to time travel or speed up with time shenanigans the plant.
Sorry,
Yeah. Make a
No,
time
no.
orb. Let's make a time orb for these true resurrection plans.
With that reveal, that comes to the end of the scene as we fade to black, and who knows what how else the night goes.
Well, Gwen gets up to.
It's fair. It sounds like Gwen is way too focused on this reveal, which means I've done a good job.
Yeah.
Actually, it's already 9 o'clock. Wow, that took way longer than I was expecting. I thought that would take half the session. That apparently took the full session. So with that, we're actually not going to get into any of the roleplay elements of the nest. We'll save that for next week, which means that the DM gets to procrastinate doing any more work till next week. Because I already prepared this next week. However, as you get your license, you are able to travel into the nest. The rail time is about an hour.
Okay.
So traveling back and forward takes an hour either way. So you are able to, in theory, stay on your ship, and then you can travel through to the nest in the morning and come back if you want to commute. Or you can get an inn in the nest. I'll leave it up to you guys.
I think Alvina will be commuting back because she wants to stay to be when the dragon eggs hatch. So Alvina will definitely be commuting. Unless something specific happens.
Yeah, and I also have no idea how long you're going to stay at the nest because, that point, it's entirely up to you what you actually want to do next. I just wanted to complete this map. If you use it for one session, fair enough. That's why I double these maps over as game assets. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, flavor wise. So as you get to the ground station, the God, did I even think about how I wanted these trains to be? You know, these are just giant trains. The trains seem to. No, I got nothing. I'm out of brain juice today. The trains get you to the nest. I'm just gonna reveal the map. We're gonna end there. As you get
extraordinary in a way we will see next week.
They're extraordinary in some way that the DM's forgotten how to describe. So
the trains are indescribable.
The trains fly.
The train is Polar Express.
The train is pulled by a giant mole.
As you move from Shadow Cove, and the trains take you through a network of tunnels, as you descend via what appears to be either cramped corridor rail networks or through open, vast caverns of glowing light, you eventually arrive into the outer edges of the city as you begin making your way through the city in what appears to be almost a secondary, much larger warehouse district into a large what do you call those like raised mountains like they have in Australia?
Oh, Ayers Rock.
Yeah, well, that sort of formation. As you seem to be, are they called mesas?
It's a mesa. It's not Australia. It's Africa.
As the railways take you straight to the large, almost platform rock, and through tunnels into a grand station built into the actual like, it's just like a square mountain. You are able to eventually make your way.
Plateau, then.
Yeah, so essentially a central plateau where the station has been built into it. You're able to exit the grand station, which I'll also describe next week if you're interested, but you can follow the stairs up into what is the grand market in the central and able to take in the sweeping perspective of the massive cavern that appears to be 2 to 3 times bigger than Shadow Cove, with several plateaus and large buildings that you could spot even from a distance as we unveil the nest.
That looks awesome. I really like this. I have no idea what this is yet, other than trees, but I really like
instantly,
it.
what is that?
That's where Alvina's going.
Is that a stage up the top, or is that a station?
I'm assuming that's
it's headquarters, not a stage.
Yeah,
that's the headquarters for them.
No, the point looks at that and goes, "That's my next stage."
Yep.
Colosseum and the big tent. They're the things.
So,
that's more like Pizza.
So the grand station is built underneath the park. The park is on top of the large plateau.
I was wondering if that would be what it is.
The train station, the grand station, is underneath it. It looks like the New York Grand Station looks
Grand
like
Central
effectively.
Station.
Yeah, it looks like Grand Central. Leads out to several different rail networks that lead out to the other district, like towns like Shadow Cove, but for various other things since. Bastion is made up of like decentralized city or town states.
Yeah.
That are all interconnected via the rail system to create one giant city settlement.
I have just realized the city you've made, and I don't think it's intentional. Have you ever read The Malorian, Chris?
The Mandalorian. It doesn't ring any bells.
It's the Belgariad second series, if you've read that either.
No, I don't. Nothing's popping up.
There is a city in that called Kel, which is made inside a mountain, and literally each of the city's districts is in a different section of this massive mountain, like this. Because it's a bit differently done. I'll talk about it afterwards, but yeah. Very similar.
Send me the name of that. I'd be curious to actually check that out. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Apparently, me and the author think alike.
David Eddings. Yeah.
It just makes sense, like if you you don't want to like compromise one thing when you're hiding.
For them, there's like a research city. Like each one does a different topic of research, kind of, and that's where they all live in different areas, so they won't disturb each other. Yeah.
So a couple of the main features that you've already kind of pointed out is obviously the Grand Market is a mix of both recreational kind of open park area with a massive fountain and statue in the center. That you can't really see because unfortunately I had to zoom out the map a little bit too far, but for the sake of just picking out the major locations, it works. I might do like a little zoom in on the market itself because I think the market looks the kind of prettiest in detail. But there is the large central market. You can see various stalls. The buildings towards the south of the market is the kind of more industrial and corporate areas, with there's massive like double-decker buildings, office space, storefronts, all that sort of stuff. It's effectively the central area is effectively the commercial district or the commercial quarter, because each town is called a district, each area in a town is called a quarter.
Yep.
Obviously, there is the massive tall tower building to the north with a giant phoenix symbol on it, as well as the large kind of walls that come around like arms.
It looks very much like the keeps from Shadow of War.
The bottom left has the massive 7-layered Colosseum.
Hell yeah.
As well as all of the kind of tourist traps that you'd expect, a lot of the inns, the taverns, a lot of bathhouses, and any other kind of like entertainment area. It's effectively the entertainment and leisure and tourist quarter.
Recreation district.
Yeah, it's effectively creation. To the northeast is the Glow Grove. This is the place that the herbalists mention. It appears to be under mainly the control of the Primal Order, and appears to be a lot of where the city center's food comes from.
You went west, right, by the way?
Oh yeah, west. Yeah. Top left.
I was making sure it wasn't over here
trees.
just for a brief moment.
Trees. And you see what appears to be a massive, literally building-sized, glowing tree.
Hell yes.
That is emanating off a soft blue glow, surrounded with smaller siblings, as well as other colors of tree and other variety of tree that you can, particularly Alvina can spot out with their eagle vision, that you've not seen in the rest. The rest of the trees tend to be these purple glowing trees that work within this biome. But this is the first time where you've seen a forest of just several different varieties of trees, all of different colors and nature and structure.
Anyone who's looking at Alvina notices she's staring right at it. And barely has blinked, let alone moved her head.
To the right side appears to be a large number of effectively apartment blocks, as well as some smaller greenhouses and a variety of other, like a small park and a bathhouse. It's effectively just the residential district or residential quarter. You've also got the massive amount of just warehouses kind of dotted around the place, as well as a massive kind of shipping dock all the way to the top right, where there's just lots of warehouses. And a lot of the like transportation happens to the deeper settlements. And to the bottom right, on that little plateau with the two towers, at the bottom there is a massive, large set of doors built into the wall face, and appears to be some sort of militarized area where there appears to be a large number of shops involving military supplies or combat supplies. There's a lot of weapon shops and armor shops, as well as two large barracks on either side, and the large gates that seem to be inscribed and detailed with various kind of iconography and symbols that just scream dungeon doors.
Hey Gwen, I think we found where you need to get your shield.
Yep.
But you can find out more about each of those locations next week. Yeah. And you have also, as you arrive in, you also get met with a clerk who hands you a invitation after like kind of scanning your passport effectively as you arrive, and says that there is a letter waiting for you as he hands over the letter to you.
Oh, thank you.
It is an invitation and also I guess like a passway.
Yeah.
Or like a pass to the Rebellion headquarters, where you have been given an audience with the Rebellion Council.
Ah.
Okay.
Because this is the D&D campaign and you're adventurers.
This is main story as well.
Well, it's technically optional main story.
Grab your main story before you go off on your side quest.
This is the main story we've selected for ourselves. I'm fine with this.
Not doing on the side quest first.
Yeah, We'll do side quests afterwards, after we get our huge reward for handing him over a fucking island.
A flying island.
Hell yes.
But there you go. This is the Nest. This is the central city or city-state of the Bastion network. Tune in next week to find out. That brings us to the end. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for playing. I hope you had fun. That's all I got. My brain's fried. Come back next week where I'll have more brain to burn out.
Just more brain. Just more brain.
More brain. More brain.
More brain.
Thank you all, and good night.
Bye.
See you.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
And we're out.
Okay, that was awesome, Chris. I love the fact, I'm not kidding, you've made one of my favourite cities from my favourite book series with this. I just want to point that out. The Belgariad and Malorian are my favourite book series, and you've made a city not exactly like it, but very similar in at least layout, and I'm so happy.
With that hype, I've got to read the book now.
It's the last book, hilariously, it's the last book in a 10-book series.
The Terror.
I can highly recommend
Vina, what have you set me up for?
Yeah.
Do you know how long my reading list already is?
Yeah, the Belgariad.
Have you started the Wayfarers yet?
I can say for these ones are very easy reading. So you can actually blitz through them real quick, and they're very good.
Put the touch in the chat, Wolfie.
I need to rush away quickly, so
Yeah,
bye. See you next week.
But yeah, that's what we got time for on this end. I honestly might be streaming at some points of the weekend if I can get Diablo 4 to stream properly, which is up in the air.
And stop eating your bandwidth.
And there's it was fine with playing. It was afterwards that was the problem. As long as I don't stop, I think I'll be fine. But yeah, Chris, this is awesome. Thanks everyone else for playing as well. Have a fantastic evening, everyone. Keep playing begins. Keep playing begins. Oh, Mr. Switch. Enjoy yourselves, guys. Good night.
Bye.
Right.